Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all know what it is. It's me, your boy Trey, and it was on First Formation Morning Sports Talk. So come on and fall in so we get to talking about these sports. I'll give y'all a little time as I wait for Bishop to jump on. But until then, let's get it. Good morning to everybody. Fall in, let's go. So of course, as y'all start to fall in, you already know there was a bit of sports that happened yesterday. A couple of things, some things came out, which we'll get to talking about it in just a little bit, as well as a couple of things which omitted yesterday as that happened over the course of the weekend. So a couple of things. So I'll give you a little time to come on in so I don't miss any pertinent information. Excuse me. So to all the boxing fans, all the NBA fans, NF fans, WNBA, it doesn't matter. Uh, we got some things to talk about. Of course, it was omitted just yesterday, but over the weekend, of course, lightweight champion Canelo Alvarez, of course, goes down in an unanimous decision versus Dimitri Bivol, uh, as he lost one on the 113 decision across the board, in which I didn't get a chance to catch the fight myself, but as I did watch, uh as I was watching from a distance because I was picking up a couple of things, it did look like Alvarez was struggling. It looked like he was taking a beating. He was tired. um as they said, what the rhetoric has been is that maybe the expectations in which he placed upon himself or in that nature start to take this toll on him. And he basically wasn't up for task. Of course, Dimitri, however, was there for it, and he showed it as he gives Canelo Alvarez his first loss in I think what was 13, 14 years. It happens to the best of us. It's nothing, of course, you would look at nothing, hold the head down, especially if you don't go forth with that bravado that you're a person that basically is unbeatable and you ain't got to worry about anything. Of course, that's not, it doesn't sting as much. But if you're a person that does all that talking and you get handled, then of course you got some things to worry about because now you got to hold your head, eat that, and come back to the drawing board. Um, Of course, everyone was hoping for another Canelo Triple G bout, but what is expected possibly is for him to get a rematch with Dimitri to try to avenge that loss and get back on track. Of course, that all remains to be seen as it go on forth. So, of course, last night NBA action, you already know. Uh, One of the things that came out yesterday was the fact of um, Chris Paul. As we all know, over the weekend, Chris Paul's family was accosted, I guess you could say, or were assaulted or harassed. Let's say it's a harassed, assault, not necessarily assaulted, although they were unwilling touching, were harassed at the Dallas Mavericks game over the course of the weekend on Mother's Day, in which it was said that one of the fans became a little unruly and was attempting to hug the mother, in which she was saying that I guess they was giving her a happy Mother's Day, wanted to hug her, and she was saying, "Oh, I'm fine, thank you, but please don't touch me." The individual proceeded and touched her or was touching her, and it ensued from there where she was where the wife attempted to intervene. She was pushed by the fan. Of course, the Dallas Mavericks security was brought in. They handled the situation swiftly, as per the Mavericks statement. And the fans, what's good, Key? What's good? Good morning to you. Good morning. How you doing? Uh, the fans was taken care of, ushered out, and the in-state became now the fans are being the two fans, it was two of them, are currently banned till 2023. So a couple of questions come to mind when I look at that. So the fans are banned to 2023. Is that the beginning of the season 2023, or are they banned till this time 2023? Which is definitely a difference. I don't know how I would necessarily feel if it was 2023, because at this point the season is over, and it's just that would just be the postseason. Is there any real punishment in that? I understand. Of course, you wouldn't want to be losing out on your money, but it would say, of course, anyone that's out there watching, please feel free. Tell me how you feel about that. Uh, if that was your family member or loved one, uh, or anyone you know in which they were banned, that they did the same act and were only banned for 2023, which led up to the postseason, or the rest of this year, where they won't be able to come back to any more games for the rest of this year. Or would that suffice for you, or would you want it to be a more lengthier and possibly till this time next year, which would be a full year? Me personally, I think I'd rather the later. Uh, Really, Key? A life band? That's how you doing? That's how you feeling? That's how you feeling? A life band? For that. So I would agree with the life band only if it had been a situation to where there was a situation where they had really assaulted. I mean, of course, unwanted touching, when the mother's saying, saying appreciative for what the fan was saying, giving a happy Mother's Day, but at the end of the day was touching her unwittingly, uh engaging her unwittingly, maybe a little drunk or inebriated, and going after him. But a life ban, I'm very sure a life ban would be an eye opener, where people would be like, "Yo, they giving life ban for that type of stuff." Like that could potentially be soon, but um, maybe a little overkill. I don't know. Y'all tell me. You know what, Key? You are exactly right. There's other fans have been kicked out who have touched, who even put hands on nobody. They was just belligerent and talked. And yes, life ban. So maybe you are on some, Key. If a fan able to, if they started making it about banning these people, it'll be something which they see and be like, you know what, this is what the NBA is doing. If the NBA was doing it across the board, it definitely probably would make a difference. Yeah. So yeah, you may be on some, Key. Make an example out of a couple of them in different venues, in different organizations, in different markets, and they probably start to understand. Like if you tread lightly, tread cautiously. If a fan decides, "Hey, I'm going to be a heckler and do all this," then definitely they're going to the a life ban from a sport, especially if they're ticket holders and all that. Definitely, probably wake some people up and make them understand, like, yeah, we can't continue to do this. I'm not gonna get down with this. So I retract my statement, Key. You win that round. So additionally, unfortunately, if you hadn't heard yesterday, in NBA, NBA action, not necessarily NBA action in the NBA, former first round draft pick Adrian Payne out of Michigan State passed yesterday, as he was a victim of gun violence, as he was shot and killed. Of course, if you paid attention yesterday, Draymond Green, who was very close to Adrian Payne, was was a little shooken, and for the most part, he tributed. Of course, he had Adrian Payne written on his sneakers. Um, he was drafted initially out of Atlanta. Correction, drafted by Atlanta in 2013, 15, or something like that, around 18. I'm not exact. I'll have to check that, but he did pass. He was pronounced dead at the hospital after being transported. Someone was arrested and charged actually with first degree murder. Of course, I'm very sure that is going to continue to come out over the today, tomorrow, which we'll be able to find out a little more of what transpired, what caused the shooting. Of course, you always hear things such as self defense or things or something that matter. But he did pass away at the young age of 31. And the last he played was overseas, of course, that being Turkey, Greece, Lithuania, uh, which were his last spots. I think the last team he played for in the States or in the NBA was the Minnesota Timberwolves, but he passes away at the young age of 31. May he rest in peace, and prayers to his family. Additionally, of course, going back to a lighter side of the NBA, it was exactly what we probably thought it was. Um, Phoenix Suns head coach Monty Williams wins the Coach of the Year honors from the NBA. I would think that makes two on the year, as he also won the Coaches on the Year honors from the Coaches Association, um, coaching the Phoenix Suns to a 60-point season. Coach Monty, of course, deserving. I think it's just like anything else, however, where we all probably thought there were a bevy of coaches that was deserving of this this award. However, they were able to they did, however, award to Coach Monty, Mr. Williams. So, of course, a shout out to Coach Williams as he's awarded the NBA Coach of the Year. But it comes back to like we was talking about, like what is the criteria for these awards? Like, what is it that we say and what is it that we do? Which we want to be like, okay, this is what's going on. We have we have the difference in between, is it winning 60 wins? Is it getting 60 wins? Is it coaching your team seven that was seven in 70, I mean 64 the year prior, and now you coaching to a 50 win season? Like, what is the criteria which you look at when you win these awards? No different from the league MVP award, the defensive player of the year award, six man of the year award. See, you know what I'm saying, and that you may have a good argument there, due to the fact that David Jenkins turned the Memphis Grizzlies around, all in a year. So, but of course, like I said, no, he's definitely deserving in my opinion. So I have no quarrels with Monty Williams getting this Coach of the Year, but it just brings that back into perspective. Like, what is the criteria when it comes down to these awards? Um, is it for us to win? I know in the military, for the most part, when you come down to promotions and things like that, some player there's certain things in which the um the board looks for when they're looking at promoting. It may not be the same thing every year, so it could be the same thing with Coach of the Year. They go for the writers go look for a certain thing, and they base the majority of it on that and go from there. But it remains to be seen. So of course, Coach Monty Williams, Phoenix Suns, Coach of the Year, 2020-22, which is no problem. What's good, Mr. Bishop?
WGO, what's going on, man? Hey, man, let me apologize to everyone. How y'all doing this Tuesday morning? For whatever reason, my internet or not my internet, my computer want to do what it want to do. I was in it, but the camera wouldn't come up. The camera or the
Oh,
mic was muted, or both had to slash it, so it wouldn't let me undo it. So I had to turn my computer completely off. What's up, Key? Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, again, sorry for my lateness. Was it my fault? It was the computer. It did what it wanted to do. So, but I'm here. I'm
so
here.
ask me this. Ask me this. Ask me this. If your soldier came to you, say that, where he's like, "Oh, Sergeant, I'm so sorry." Like, matter of fact, let's do that. What was the most egregious excuse you got for one of your troops being late to even formation or cook's mouth or something like that? Like, what can you remember was one of those things
I
which you was
think
like,
something for me,
you
I think
can't
it
be
has something to do
serious.
with a dog. Something to do with their dog. Something about their dog was sick or something like that. I had a soldier who was real into dogs, and her excuse was always something in regards to if she was late for something or missed something. It was always something to do with her dog. So I would have to say that um, the dog was sick or something had to do with the dog. I think from what I hear, that was probably the craziest for me.
I think mine was. Oh man, I think mine was a high speed. Someone telling me um, they had passed out while driving, and they hit their head.
Hmm?
I
Wait, what?
they told me
They
they
passed
passed
out
out.
while driving, hit their
Yeah,
head, but they still
yeah.
made it. So did they still make it to work? They drove to work still?
No, so it wasn't necessarily missing a formation. I was they were supposed to be at work. They
Okay.
said I got a call and they was like, "Hey, Sarmir, where's the soldier at?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" They was like, "Well, she said she's leaving to go to we had a place here called where you get self medication or like over the counter medication. So she was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be, and they call it the Red Roof Inn. So they was like, she's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be on her way to the Red Roof Inn to get
Yeah, my point exactly, Keith. What? Go ahead.
they said she was supposed to be on her way to the Red Roof Inn to get the medication, but it was like at this point it had been like hours in which she
Okay.
wasn't there.
And showed
So
up. Yeah.
yeah, so she hadn't showed up. So I was like, okay. So I called her. I was like, yo, where you at? It was like, what's going on? They said that you were supposed to go to the Red Roof Inn and you didn't pull up. So I was like, okay. And she's like, no, Sergeant. He's like, I went.
Yeah.
He's like, no, Sergeant. I was going and I passed out and I ran off the side of the road. Now, keep in mind, this is on the installation with a Red Roof Inn ain't nothing but a few minutes around the corner from the dining facility in which we worked at. So I was like, okay.
Right.
I was like, so where are you at right now, or where was the area in which you did it? So, because I'm finna go pull up, and she was like, oh, I'm not there
Mm-hmm.
anymore. The tow truck driver came and grabbed me. So I was like, oh, okay. I was like, did you call the tow truck driver? She's like, no, the tow truck driver was driving past and see me. So I'm like, wait. It just so happened that
What?
you ran off the side of the road and and a tow truck driver just happened to be driving past. Yes, Sergeant. I was like, okay. So
At the
now,
exact same time, right?
yeah. So now I'm like, okay. I was like, okay. So I was like, I was like, so where did you run off the road at? So I'm thinking to myself, like, if you ran off the road, there's divots in this. Because at this point, I'm like, yo, I got to go in inspector mode. So I was like, okay, I'm
Right.
doing like I'm traffic control or I'm traffic investigation or something like that. So I'm like,
Right.
where I was like, so where did you run off the road at? So I can because I'm finna go by there and see
Pull up.
if there's a divot in the road or something. Because if you needed a tow truck to pull you out, that means there's something you was stuck.
Right.
So I was like, where did you put off the road? And she like so she wouldn't tell me over it's like that. I was like, okay, so I was like, where's the receipt from the tow truck driver? Like you have been given an invoice or something like that, even if they did
You
it
did it for
uh
free.
yeah, you got something, you know what I'm saying? Because they have to account for the, saying the hours. I was like, so where's that at? So I was like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. I was like, I was like, so where are you at now? He's like, well, I'm at home. I'm getting ready to go to the ER because I hit my head on the steering wheel. I was like, okay. So in this whole thing, I'm waiting. So I called up my NCO. I was like, hey, check this out. Go over this person's house. I need you to go there and check the front of the vehicle to see if there's any grass or anything that's dug up. I was like, I need you to do this. This person there, because they was off. I guess because they
Yeah.
was off, they felt like, oh, I can't. I'm not going to do this. They pull up. I get a phone call from them talking about, yeah, I told her I'd meet her at the hospital. That's not what I said, Sergeant. I said, so I'm thinking to myself, like,
Why is you mean that? That ain't
I'm
nothing.
surrounded
That
by
has
imbeciles. They're gonna say that's what I'm thinking to myself.
that is not even anything. So in other words, he called or whoever this NCO is called her and said, "Where you gonna be at?"
I
Or
told her
I'll meet you.
uh,
Yes, the whole
go
story.
meet me at the hospital. I'm like, that's
Mhm.
not what I said. I know there's a reason why I said. I'm like, oh my goodness. And so they go. So come in tomorrow, the next morning. I see I see this individual, a knot the size of my fist sitting in the middle of their head, and I'm like,
Oh, oh,
so
so she,
so at
oh,
this
go
point,
ahead.
I'm like, you know what? There's a bigger issue here because if you impose enough harm to make that knot in the middle of your forehead, then we have a problem. To keep up your lie, this is what you did. I was like, yeah, it's a bigger problem.
So
There's a
wait a
whole
minute.
lot
Why
going
did you
on.
think? Why you didn't believe in the knot? Why you didn't think the knot could have actually happened?
The knot, no, no,
What?
no, no.
What?
If they had really read off the side of the road, then yes, I completely got that.
But I mean, how did you find out that they really hadn't though?
I necessarily didn't. I didn't get a chance.
What?
I didn't
So
see
how
because
you
by
figure? Go
there
ahead.
wasn't no way. Like I had drove. So the only thing I was able to do is drive from where the defect was over to the Red Roof Inn, in which I didn't see not a single area in which there had shown like someone had possibly ran off the road. Nothing, no disturbed dirt, no disturbed anything. Like it was nothing. So if you ran off the side of the road and your vehicle had to be towed out the saying off the road, something there had to be something. Even one that was stuck, or because even had she ran off the side of the road and it was just because she was in the divot then it, find out Trey CSI. Even even if it was a divot or something, like there's no way possible that she ran off the side of the road and the car not had disturbed anything.
I know that's what I'm saying, Anthony. For if he said it's about the size of his fist, you know how hard you have to hit yourself to do that, bro.
Exactly. That's why I said there was a
Bro,
problem.
and you probably could knock yourself unconscious to do that.
Exactly. She's like, I was like, come on. I was like, and I sit there and watched, looked at her, and I talk
Yeah,
like the same way I talk,
CSI.
the same way
Yeah,
I
he
sit up and talk
CSI.
and be quiet, and you'll say talk calmly, and that's the same way I talk to her there. Because I was like, you know what? It's not even about the fact that you lied to me now. I was like, it's the fact that you impose bodily harm upon yourself to keep up with the lie in which you told me. I was like, I see a deeper problem with that in itself. And I said, but
Mhm.
told her I wouldn't told my chain of command. I was like, there's an issue here.
So did
Any
she ever confess that she put that on that knot on her head and all that?
No, it was cool. I got rid of her anyway. She came up. That was the same one who told me, Sergeant, my husband's about to deploy and I'm not doing anything until he's gone. I was like, say word, say less. I got you. 4856. You see him make UCMJ action.
That's
Chapter.
crazy.
Chapter initiated. Let's go.
That's crazy.
Yes, 48. I did it all within 48 hours, Anthony.
That's great. That's crazy.
But yeah, yeah, man, that's like so. That was
That is,
I
man.
think that took the
Well,
cake.
I'm not making no excuses up. I feel like, it is what it is. Um, I don't know. I don't know why I did that this morning. I've been telling you I need to get me a new desktop because this one's I've had this one since 2012,
The universe is talking
13.
to you.
Yeah, it's telling me it's time to get a new one because I've had this one for about 6, 7 years now.
Mm.
It's time to get yeah, it's
So
time to get a new
it'd have been with you through well, did you still have that when you was active? Is that how long you had it?
No, no, no,
Okay.
no. I got this. I got this desktop right after I retired in 13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, it's about 7, 8 years old. Yeah.
How do you, I know you we tend to play with it a lot here and there. How do you feel? How do you feel being retired?
Oh, I feel great, man. It's no better feeling, man. Especially being able to do it at such young age to be able to retire and be 21 years behind under my belt and saying that I'm retired. Everybody asks me, it's crazy, Trey, when we go places, even like when we was on a cruise,
Hmm.
people ask, so what do you do? What do you do? I was like, I'm former military or whatever. And it was like, oh, okay. I'm like, and then as soon as I come out with, I'm retired, they was like, retired? How old are you? And of course, I tell them my old one, I was like, oh no, there's no way you're that old. And I was like, yeah, I am. And they like, what? And you retired? I was like, yeah. And then they say, okay, so what do you do now that you're retired? I said, oh, I retired back at 13. They said, well, what do you do? I'm retired. I don't do nothing. I do a morning sports show, if you want to call that something. But other than that, that's it. I don't do anything else. That's all I do. And it's like, man, it must be nice. And I mean, I'm blessed. God has blessed me, my family, to be able to do this, to be able to do something like that. Because in the regular workforce, unless you're an athlete or something like that, there's only numerous places that you can retire at a young age.
So I asked this right, like if we
Yeah,
if we
I do nothing.
if
Yes,
we if we
nothing.
fin- we finna get back into the sports in a second. So I asked one of these questions 'cause it might segue into some depending on what your answer is. So I asked this, like when you got up your first, let's say the first 3 months, the first quarter of you retiring, were you
I was
ready
working.
for that? Was you ready
Wait,
for that, or was you still like getting up like you was getting ready to go in and do something? Like I know what I did. I had to sit up and turn myself like, yo, I ain't got nothing to do in the morning. I ain't gotta go to bed. I ain't gotta. I could get up when I want to, but
uh,
it was definitely a transition. Did you go through the same thing?
so in a way, I so for a long time, and it pretty much to this day, man, depending on what it is, I still get up early. Like, and I saw that within my grandfather when my grandfather retired.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he was getting up. He retired, and he had his own business. He had his own business once he retired, and he would still get up. He would still get up early, and I was like, I always used to be like, why do you get up so early? Like, as a kid, you see somebody get up, you're like, why is they up so early? And I didn't understand that until until well until I got into the military and I seen my stepfather and all of that, and then I noticed once I retired, then I was also you know getting up early, or even on the days in which I wasn't working, I was getting up early as though I was still in or still working or whatever. So it's always been it's always been like that, and it's still like that to this day. You will not, unless I have like went to bed real late,
Mm-hmm.
or unless I went to bed real late, or had some things going on the night before, on some meds or something like that, you would never see me sleep past like 9 o'clock. You never see me sleep past 9. Yeah. So that's just me, man. I normally get up around 6:30. I go to the gym now at that time, so you'll never see me sleep past that. As a matter of fact, most of the time, I have to take some type of meds to get me to sleep
Hmm.
past 9 o'clock if I want to sleep, get a good night's sleep. I have to do that. So yeah. You still get up early, or you still, you do
It kind of depends.
activity?
It kind of depends. Like I have the propensity to get up early. I might, or I get up, or I don't get out the bed, but I'll be awake. I try to go back and sleep, and then because I usually don't go to sleep till like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then to get up around 6, 7, or depending on what I got going on. So it fluctuates. I think I have no I could say I don't have a problem with getting up early. I can say that at least. Now if I do
Mm,
sometimes or get out the bed, I don't. I just ingrained to me. So even before I became food service, where you have to get up early in the morning.
before
Uh,
most people do.
yeah, yeah.
You're the earliest
Before
of earliest.
But you had to when you became before I became food service, I have to get up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning to get to the dining facility. I was artillery, in which the job in artillery meant I had to get up early in the morning anyway because we had to get up, get ready for stand two, make sure the radios is on, all the radio
Mm-hmm.
communication is going, make sure all the stuff was inputted into the system. So quote unquote, if we was to have to do a fire mission or something like that early in the morning, that it was all that data was correct in our system to get that mission taken care of. So those
Mm-hmm.
were like my career started out with the job being early, and then I transitioned from one job early in the morning to another job early in the morning. So it was at this point it's ingrained that you say 20 years of doing that, it's just ingrained at that point. So
Yeah,
it was what it was. So,
agreed. Agreed.
so of course. So before we go into the Capitals last night's game, I asked you a question, Bishop. What is your take on the Dallas Mavericks banning the two fans for the altercation with the Chris Paul's family until the 2023 season or until 2023?
That's it.
Yeah,
Season is over. So you saying until the 2023? Like
I, that's the question
that
I had.
makes no sense. The
That's
season
the
is
question I
practically
had.
over. We have one more series of playoffs, and then after that is the finals. And if your team doesn't make it, it's doing nothing to you.
That was a question I had. Is it the 20? Is it 20? Is it just the season, or are we talking 2023 next year, this same time next year? Like, which one is it? Which was no clarification
My
given?
personal opinion, my personal opinion, I feel like they should be banned for life.
Dang, you and Key is on one this morning.
They laid hands on this man's mother. Yeah, I believe they should be banned for life. If they laid hands on his mom and pushed his wife, absolutely. And if anybody else don't think so, y'all wrong, in my opinion. Because you laid hands on my mom and my wife, bro. We got problems, and I can't reach out and touch you anyway. Oh yeah, we got problems. Oh, you are banned for a season? No, you need to be banned for life.
So do you side eye the Dallas Mavericks organization now?
Absolutely. If I'm Chris Paul, I'm like, what? That's all y'all doing? Oh no, I need to talk to Mark personally. Where's Mark at? Somebody find Mark for me.
Get Mark for me.
I need to talk to Mark face to face because I would ask Mark, if that was your mom or if that was your wife, would you just ban them for what you calling a season? Ain't even a season. You talking about the 2023 season? Really? You that hard up for them two people's money? Them two people's money? You that hard up for them two people's money that you only gonna ban them for a season? No, no sir, no sir. And if you feel that way, Mark, we need to find a way to get you up out that seat, partner. It's time for you to go. You no longer need to be an owner of the Dallas Mavericks.
You gonna set up a governor in the
Bruh,
NBA facility?
yeah.
Like,
Bruh, you mean to tell me you would be okay with them banning them people for a season after they done touched your mom and your wife?
so
Pushed your wife. Come
I would
on,
say
bro.
this. Initially, I was like, dang. I was like, why not the season? So, of course, Key made a good point. She was like, people get banned for cussing out players and explicit.
Right.
And so I was like, you know what? That's a good point. So I was like, yes, you in this round, Key. So
Oh
but
man,
you,
you finding
so
you finding these players, thousands and thousands of dollars for throwing up a gesture. All he did was throw up a gesture. You suspending them for games, and fining them for throwing up gestures, but you just gonna ban a fan for your so-called, what do you want to call it? If you will even call it banning them, because again, you said they're talking about for a season. It ain't even a season, man. Y'all don't go out somewhere. Hold the fans accountable too. Absolutely, Key. And we talked about it before. We gotta hold the fans accountable. The fans, you can't find them like you find the players because the fans ain't making that much money. So you got to hit them where it hurts. And you banning them a season. Do you think abandoning two individuals for a season? Do you think that's gonna stop the next person from doing it? No. Just banning them for a season? No. That's not gonna stop somebody else from doing it. No. But if you ban them for life, I bet your person will rethink about it. Oh damn, hold on. what you call Paul and Pete got banned for life. Hold on, oh man, hold on. You know what? Now, hey, John, stop, bro. Did you hear about Paul and Pete? Dude, stop, man. Stop. I'm sitting next, man. I'm leaving. I'm going to sit over here. You do what you do. I'm going to, bro. I'm telling you. I'm
See,
telling you, bro. You
see,
gotta, you gotta, you gotta make an example.
I'm sorry to say something a little deeper here. So what you're saying is, and Key as well, what y'all saying is y'all don't believe in rehabilitation.
I'm not saying it's rehabilitation. I don't. I'm not saying that I don't believe in rehabilitation. But what I'm saying is, it's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand, and I feel like you gotta make an example.
Okay.
It's two individuals, bro. It's two individuals. Okay, okay. So check this out. Check this out. Let's say let's not damn it down, but let's bring it down a little bit. Not banned for life then. All right, we won't even do banned for life because
Yeah.
he looked like he was a young guy.
Hmm.
Well, let's say they banned for the next 5 seasons.
Okay.
We'll get 5 seasons. We'll do that. 5 seasons, we'll ban them. 5 seasons, you can't come out to you can't come out to any of the arena games or anything like that for the next 5 seasons. Therefore, that since you talk about in regards to rehabilitation, I'll give
It,
you that.
probably case by
I'll give
case.
you
Like
that.
he probably, because what from the understanding is he was drunk, and he was trying to hug on the mother, wish her a happy birthday. I mean, a happy Mother's Day, and she was like, "I appreciate it, but please don't touch me." Of course, he touched her, kept on, or he kept poking at her or something like that, and saying whatever. Then he started talking about f the sons, f the sons, f the sons,
Mm,
and
mm,
that's what it escalated. And of
mm,
course, the wife went ahead and went up the to get the security, and I guess at some point she was pushed, and it escalated and escalated until security came and grabbed them, and ushered them out and got rid of them. And then, of course, later on, as the Mavericks did their investigation, what they levied was the 2023 ban.
mm. That's not enough for me. That's not enough for me.
So, like you said, it would be case by
Unless
case.
they and it's still not enough. I was about to say I was about to say unless they're season ticket holders, but that's
Now, of
still
course,
not enough.
yeah, if it's season ticket holders, then that's
That's money lost.
yes, money lost, and or
Right.
or if they're already,
But is
especially
it
if they
money
already,
lost?
well, it should be
But
because they
is
should have already they should already have been inquired to
yeah,
purchase for this year.
but people right, but people also sell those tickets.
Yeah.
They sell their tickets to other people so that for whatever reason may not be in town, may not want to go to them games, so they sell them tickets to
So what
people
they
so they can
should
get to.
make,
You know what I'm saying?
whatever lot of tickets they was a lot, they should ban those tickets so that way they can't those tickets are just seats that they don't get to resell, or they don't
Right,
so that way, or just make it to where they make a new lot in which those are the only resellable tickets for those
right,
seats. But there's a lot
right,
that comes in play with it. But yeah,
right.
2023, and I can understand that someone or people are probably looking at it like side eyeing the Mavericks, like, yo, really, like. But those might be some expensive tickets. Those were almost courtside. Those were definitely almost courtside. So
Yeah, well,
I
yeah,
don't know.
because we're thinking about we're talking about CP3's mom and wife, so we know those were good seats. They wasn't in the
Yeah,
nosebleeds
they's
or nothing
behind
like
the
that. They was
bench. Yeah.
courtside. Yeah, they was courtside, so them is some expensive seats. So 9 times out of 10, they probably either like 9 times out of 10, they're probably season ticket holders or
Ticket
something like that.
holders. Hmm.
Yeah, but normally them seats are those are normal for the ticket holders
Those are the ones
or
that you
season
look at
ticket
and be
holders.
like, oh well, I'm not getting those.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe that's what Mark Cuban or whoever is in charge of banning them for the season. Maybe that's what they're thinking. Oh, they're season ticket holders, so yeah, they're gonna lose out on money for a whole season. But that's still, in my opinion, if I'm CP3, that's not enough for me, bro. Yeah, there's security all over. There's security like
There's
at the
even
base of the
security
at the
or
at
somebody,
the
yeah,
base of
or
yeah. There's
game
normally security at the
event
base of the
staff or something like that. Yeah.
yeah, at the base of the basket. Normally, it's security at the base of the basket because it's always fans and people right there, the media and stuff like that. They always at the baseline, deep in the back of the baseline. So there's normally security right there. And I want to say there's security like right next to where the tunnels
In
are.
the aisles, yeah, in the aisles and
Yeah,
the tunnels.
in the
Yeah.
aisle. Yeah, so
So
I
if
don't know
is
why. I
even
don't, and
security,
that bothers me that Trey said that the wife had to go get security because I feel like how far was security away for her to have to go get security?
That's a good question. I don't think they were. I think they were in the vicinity. It just wasn't there because, of course, they didn't notice. They had to be alerted that the situation was going on,
Mm-hmm.
basically. So that was one of the things. I know I've done event staffing for events and stuff like that, and what we're told is you're told
And then I
always to
guess I
keep your back to
well
the event.
right to the event. I was
Hmm.
also so it also depends on what on what Anthony's talking about security because like you Trey, I've done that too for when I was stationed out at Fort Leavenworth when I was stationed at and I was going to the Kansas City game. You know,
Hmm.
I was in the deep back part of the end zone where the fans are. Um, and yes, we had a security. It says security, but of course we're just we're not
The event
we're
staff.
security.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Staff.
but we're event staff basically. But yeah, and so yeah, we have our back to the game, and we're supposed to be facing the crowd,
Watching the crowd and see what's going
watching
on.
the
Yeah.
crowd to make sure nothing happens or whatever if anything takes place, you're supposed to be ready to jump. So somebody should have been in that vicinity of that magnitude to be able to alleviate the problem, but I don't know.
So yeah, so it remains to be seen. We'll get, of course, be checking that out. But
I ain't
these
heard that.
games
Where'd you hear that at? Because I ain't heard nobody even say nothing about it.
about what the
The
band.
fans being banned. Yeah, the fans
Yeah,
being banned for 20 minutes.
it came out last night,
Oh, okay.
or
Okay.
yesterday. I think it was yesterday actually.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
Of course, last night, as we know, was two games, in which was played. Of course, another two games will be played tonight as the series continue. But last night's game, the Boston
I was
Celtics against
one
the
and one.
Milwaukee Bucks in Milwaukee,
I don't
was
know why I
a
picked Milwaukee.
slugfest.
Well, they was at
Was a
home, Trey.
slugfest. Yeah, they were.
You should have lost that one. But
Milwaukee
go
was at
ahead.
home. The Milwaukee correction losing 108 to 116 as the Bucks were led by Giannis's 34 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists, 12 points from Wesley Matthews, 16 points from Drew Holiday, 11 points from Cat Connaughton. Uh, Brooke Lopez contributed with 17 points, 7 rebounds, no assists, but it wasn't enough as the reemergence. So just yesterday we spoke about how Al Horford was back to hands of time after he dropped 28 to assist to help out. I would say Tatum, but it wasn't Tatum. It was Jaylen Brown yesterday. He reemerges just again with a career high 30 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, as well as Jason Tatum's 30 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 18 points apiece from Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown with 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Marcus Smart with 2 rebounds, 8 assists, 11 points from Derek White, as they was able to get to handle Giannis and his crew. Of course, what seemingly be the having the point was when Giannis he dunked on Al Horford, and then he gave
Mm-hmm.
him a stare down, like "yo," you know what I'm saying, and said something to him, and which Al Horford didn't realize what he said, but he looked at him and was like, "Okay, okay," you know, it's like maybe all the way down to half court from baseline was like, "Okay, okay, I got you," in which yeah, I guess he, from what Al Horford said, it turned something on in him, and it became personal, and that personal got them to win as they tied the series up with 3 games remaining in the series. First to 2 at this point. They're going back to Boston. And then, of course, a trip back to Milwaukee. And then if it goes to 7 to end in Boston again, uh, who wins in 6, Bishop? Is it Milwaukee in 6, Boston in 6, or is it going 7? Oh, we said yesterday all the games are
I
going
said it's going
7.
7. Yeah, I said the only game that may not go 7 is the Warriors, which they won again last night too. So yeah, that's the only one I feel like it's probably not gonna go 7.
So Anthony, I think. Well, I mean,
Yeah, Key, that's what we need to talk about too. Also,
what they gave him a tech
yeah, they gave Giannis a tech for the stare down. They gave
inciting a
Giannis a
riot,
they
inciting a
ain't
riot.
citing no riot. Get out of here. All he did is stare him down. That wasn't nothing.
That
He,
those are if someone in the street stare you down like that,
this
what
ain't the
emotion does
streets.
that enact?
You can't compare the streets to. You
It's
cannot
war.
compare the
It's
streets
war.
to.
It's war between those
No,
lines.
you know you cannot compare the streets to a basketball game. For one, somebody staring you down the street, you don't even know that person. Compared to somebody staring you down in a basketball game, you didn't play this team before. You know this guy. You know these guys. And it ain't no harm. Like I agree with Key. They get soft, bro. Like, come on, man. You taking all the fun away. It ain't like he didn't shake his finger. No, no, no. He didn't do that. All he did was look at it. Now you can't even look at a person. Stop it, bro. Y'all doing too much now, bro. Y'all
It's
doing too much.
unsportsmanlike.
It's
That's no different.
unsportsmanlike to look at
That's no
someone.
different. That's no different from me mossing you and then giving you the ball.
That's unsportsmanlike for you staring somebody down. Really? If that's the
Yes,
case, y'all need to leave. If that's the case, needs to be banned. Sports need to be banned if we're doing it.
you
If
in the
we
bad
doing stuff,
sports.
if we doing stuff like that, y'all need to ban sports. But we don't need sports. A person can't look at somebody because they did something. So basically, you want them to just dunk on you, just walk away. After this dude is all in your ear, probably talking mad trash. You ain't nothing. You soft. You can't do nothing. He all in your ear. You ain't got nothing. Bro, I'm finna use you. You like my son. I'm finna carry you all over this court, bro. You ain't nothing. I'm about, and then you dunk on him and you just gonna walk away? Really? You just gonna walk away from him? Really? After you done talked all this in your ear, you just gonna walk away from it? Hell no. Ain't nobody in their right mind gonna walk away from just walk away from that and do that. No. You gonna dunk on him, you gonna look at him, and you gonna give him that look as what you were saying. You might
So
not
what?
say nothing, but you gonna give him that look as what you were saying.
Okay, let's
Just like
dice.
Al Horford when he dunked back on Giannis later in
Yes,
the
and
game,
he
and
elbowed them
he
and
was
slapped them.
elbowed him on the slick. He did that on the slick. Come
Whatever.
on, tried
He
to
got
add,
he got a
tried
tech right.
no,
Didn't
no,
Horford get a
no. He didn't
tech?
get a tech for
No,
that.
Weston they got fouled. It was an and one.
Yeah, he got and one. It wasn't a tech though. How
He
Horford
tech
didn't get a
elbow
tech.
him, man. Don't act like he ain't just pull a Meta World Peace against the Oklahoma City Thunder. But he just did it in the air. Come on, bro.
Man, no. No, man. He knew he elbowed Giannis in the face. He knew exactly
Yeah,
what he
he
did,
know
but he
what he
tried to add
did.
it to he tried to add it to his antics as him being hype. No, bro, you ain't
Yeah,
fooling
we
me.
know we
You
see
ain't
what you
fooling
did.
me. Yeah,
And if you look at it, he meant to do it because in
he did. I
midair in the
said
dunk,
he
he sit up
intentionally
and
did that.
he looked and he identified where Giannis was and he brung his hand down because there was no
Right.
reason for him to bring his hand down in that
The
manner.
way he
Like, come on,
did.
Al.
The way he did.
Come
That's
on,
why you
Al.
know he did it on purpose. Yes. Yes. But then he tried to add the antics all into it like he hype. Stop it. Stop it, Orphan.
Come
You
on,
knew
Al.
exactly what you
We
were
saw
doing.
you see we saw you looking at him, Al. We seen you,
Yeah.
Al.
We know you
So
knew exactly what you were
slow
doing,
mo caught
Al.
it all.
You knew exactly what you're doing. But he dropped 30. Al Horford, he dropped 30. He was two rebounds away from a double double.
He did not, Anthony. He did not. He caught the and one. He got an
I don't
and
think he
one.
got a. I don't think he got. I don't think he got a. Did Horford get a check for the L? I don't
He
think
didn't.
so.
Yeah, he didn't. He
I
got
don't think
all it
so.
was an and one. Giannis got hit with an and
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. I don't think he got it. Now, Giannis did get that tech for just looking at Al Horford. But yeah,
So think
yeah,
about
I'm
this,
not.
right? Think
Mm-hmm.
about this, right? When think about all the other times in which things have happened. Like, of
Mm-hmm.
course, AI did not get a tech for stomping
Stepping.
over Lou, but
Should he got? Should he have gotten one? Because
LeBron got
if you
one.
talk, hold on, but if you talking about exactly, so this is what we talking about. As Key said,
The different
NBA getting
eras.
soft. Yes, it's getting soft. If would you do you feel like Allen Iverson should have received the tech for stepping over what you call it?
Disrespectful.
That how is that disrespectful? So
He
he
didn't
got to
just
walk
step,
around.
he didn't just walk over him.
He
He
looked at him. He
stomp,
stepped
he
over him and looked at
stomped
him.
over him
He
and
did
then
not
looked at
stomp.
and he did.
What? He did not.
He forcefully put his foot down and then looked at
No,
him
he
on the
did not.
ground and walked
He's
off.
no, he did. Boy, people be adding to
At
people be adding to the whole scenario, bro. That is not what
Key
he did. He climbed.
Anthony
He climbed.
collect
Mind you, this was in.
get your
This is all in the
get
same moment.
Bishop. Did he
He
or did he not stop over
no, he did
Tyronn
not.
Lue?
He stepped over him. Trey, don't start. Thank you,
Oh
Key.
my goodness!
Thank you,
Oh,
Key.
Key, of course, Key gonna say that because she a Philly fan and she gonna try to defend him. He stomped over
He did not
Tyronn Lue.
stop.
He hit the shot. It was like and then looked at him and walked and ran
No, he
down the
did
court.
not. He stepped over. Look, first of all, when it happened, Tyronn Lue went out to jump for it. He fell. Allen kind of had to lead, kind of had to move out the way to let him fall. Then he stepped over him, and as he stepped over him, he did look down at him and kept it moving.
He
That's
stopped. If
it,
we was live, I would show you an enactment of how he did it. You know what?
bro.
Everyone, y'all go check it out. Allen
Y'all look at
Iverson
it. Everybody
stomped
seems that's one of the most.
over
That is one
Tyronn
of the
Lue.
most played. But yeah, Tyronn Lue. That's probably one of the most played back shots ever.
I tell you, y'all
Ever
East
that
Coast
for the
people
show,
and y'all
especially when it comes to
Philly
Allen
fans,
Iverson.
y'all he
I
stopped
know,
over.
Key. Thank you, Key. I know. He
In any
fell
case,
down. He tried
where
to get
where
out of the way.
where
He
the where Coach Jariah at? Where are those people at who can sit up and that's going to keep it real? Good, Coach
I'm keeping
Myers.
it 100.
So that man
I'm
stomped
keeping it
over
100.
him,
And
and
you said
then when
LeBron got
LeBron did it
yeah.
over Terry after he dunked on him, and then he fell, and LeBron stomped over him. I mean, stepped over him. Now LeBron didn't stomp; he stepped over him.
Oh, it what's the bro? I saw both of them. It was the same step. It was
No,
the
it was
same
not.
step, bro.
LeBron
Oh
gingerly
my!
stepped over him,
He did.
and they
He
and
did
they
not say
basically
gingerly
he
stepped over.
gingerly stepped
Key, you
over
see what I'm
Terry
dealing with, Key?
after
Key,
after
you
he
see what?
dunked on him, and then he got fined. And well, he got
LeBron
tech.
probably.
I don't
I
think he
gotta
got
look at
fined.
LeBron's
He
again.
got teed up.
Oh, I gotta look at LeBron's again. I remember it, but I gotta look at LeBron's again. I want to see if how. I need to compare his to.
Oh no, he didn't step. He didn't
God.
even step over him. He just flexed on him. Oh, he stood over him and flexed on him.
Thank you. He just says he
Stop
just
it,
watched it.
Key.
Yeah, I was about to trip over time.
Oh, so he
That's
was
why he had to
falling. He
step
caught
on.
himself. So we gonna blame it on gravity. What you telling me?
Oh,
I tell
he
you.
said he was about to trip over. So you know what I'm saying. Before I trip over, let me step over. You know what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Trying to say, Key, what was he supposed to walk around him? Like,
Yes,
come on, man. Come on, man.
he's supposed to help him up. He ain't help him up. Ain't none of that.
Oh, how many people don't help somebody up, bro? Like
Marcus
that's
Marcus Smart tried to help up Giannis last night, and Giannis
yeah. And then
laid
he gave up real quick. You see, he ain't help him up. You see, it didn't take long.
Giannis
You see, that
kicked
didn't
him. You
take
seen
long.
Giannis kick him? I was like, this dude is grimy.
He kicked him. He did
Yeah,
not.
if you look at it, he kicked him. It
Trey making up stuff.
Man,
Yeah,
y'all
but
look
Trey
at
making up
y'all gotta
stuff,
have
bro.
sight. Y'all gotta have sight beyond sight, like Lion-O. Like y'all gotta see this stuff. AI
Trey making up
stomped.
stuff, bro.
Say
They
AI
gonna show it
stomped
again
over
because they've been
LeBron.
showing
I
it
mean,
all morning. I didn't see
Ty.
that part.
Yeah, AI stomped over
He
Tyronn
did
Lue,
not stomp.
and
Here we go. He did
and
not
Giannis
stomp.
lightweight kicked or tried to shove Marcus Smart when he got up and tried to help him up.
Stop it, bro. Just to be
So
something else, bro. This
yeah,
is what
see,
I. Giannis, hold on. Giannis, what? Giannis got like he didn't want his help. I would have gave him two. I mean, act like he didn't want his help. I mean, he didn't. I mean, it showed that Giannis wasn't looking for his man to help him up. Giannis
see
was probably
again,
frustrated.
y'all missed out. What he was doing was he was trying to keep Marcus Smart down there.
Thank you, Anthony. See, it was. I went to three different sites. It was a stepped over, not stomp over. Thank you. See, and he's not a Sixers fan. Thank you, AP. Thank you. Trey trying to
I
gas
will
it
get
up to
the
make it more than what it is.
I will find the footage and we was definitely that was a stunt. That
Stomped
man,
over.
he didn't just step on. Like what do y'all? You know what? I'm not gonna
You
even
a
go
step
here with y'all.
anytime
I
you
was
trying to step over something or someone, it's a step. It's more of an exaggerated step because it ain't like Tyronn Lue he's a basketball player, so he's not a small person. He might be small to other basketball players, but in real life he's not. Trey, you lost this one. Thank you. Thank you. He's not a small person, so you and the guy falling, you you have to exaggerate your step a little bit, and you could tell by the way Aaron did it. He kind of had to overextend
All
his
my
step.
life, I
Here
had to
we go.
fight. This one
Here
makes no
we go,
difference.
bro. Here we go.
All
Let's
my
see.
life. So of course, it remains to be said we not done with it. Don't worry, I will go back and look, and if I'm wrong, I will of course come on
I
tomorrow
want to
and
see this
state
Giannis thing
I
again
said
because you said he kicked him. I didn't see that
he,
part.
he
Trey
tried.
said,
Look, he
yes.
all look,
Key, Anthony, did y'all? I'm not listening to Trey because y'all know Trey be exaggerating. So, Key, Anthony,
sight beyond
Did Giannis kick Smart last night when
sword
when
of
Smart tried to
omens. Give
help
me
him up?
sight beyond sight.
Because he be seeing stuff. He in that multiverse. Trey in the multiverse right there. He in that multiverse. He up there seeing stuff ain't happening, bro. Like he in that multi
Sword of
universe.
omens. Give the sight beyond sight.
Y'all tell me, Key, Trey, Anthony P. Y'all let me know, man, because I don't believe Trey. Trey. I did not see this
You know
dude
what?
kick nobody, bro.
When I was growing up, when I was growing up, y'all know I'm from California. So when I was growing up, there was a place called the Crenshaw Christian Center, CCC,
Mm-hmm.
Crenshaw Christian Center, and which
Mm-hmm.
was how which the rest in peace, Honorable Frederick P. Price, and his tag phrase was, "We walk by faith and not
Not
by
by sight.
sight."
I got you.
Get y'all faith up there so that way
Stop it, bro.
y'all can
Stop it.
eradicate, close your eyes and see, and when you see it, it would be as plain as day, as I'm going to show y'all that he
Stop it,
stomped
bro.
over him. And then, but in any case,
Stop it. This dude here,
see
Giannis was trying to
see the
kick Smart
exactly, he
or
kicked
hold
him. I'm
back.
telling you, it's like
What?
he missed him.
Giannis was
And
trying to kick Smart or hold him back down. What?
yeah,
I'm gonna have to look at that. I didn't see that. I'm gonna have to look at it. Trey. It's hard to stop when you got small feet and little. Uh,
y'all don't want to know.
oh, I'm gonna look. They've been showing it all morning, so I'm gonna look again and see if he kicked him. I'm gonna look.
Yeah,
I have not seen that part or tried to
so
kick him.
of course,
And
as
if he
I
tried to kick him, why didn't he get in the? Or if he kicked him, why didn't he get a tech, Trey?
so
If
I
you
don't
see it,
know.
what? Oh,
But it's noticeable. Like it's the right foot when he tried to pull him up, and it's like it seems like as Marcus
smart.
Smart was getting up, he and he was going back. Giannis seemingly looked like he tried to kick him away from him, or like push him away, or use his foot to push him away. And which I think Marcus Smart head was turned, and that's when he turned back to like try to help him up. In which Giannis grabbed him and kind of like started to pull him in, and then Smart was like trying to pull away, and then he looked, and that's when he let him go. I was like, forget it, because Giannis seemed like he was trying to keep him there at that point because they hadn't made the shot yet.
Mm, okay. I'm definitely gonna look for it and see what's up. When they show it again, I'm gonna look and see if I see the kick.
So of
Because
course,
like
in
I
this,
said, I didn't see the game, so I'm gonna have to look at it. See.
you're the same person. I can't wait till I go look at play. But
Hey, please
nah,
do.
this last I am, and I'm going to see it at the with further at the further review. It has been determined that Allen Iverson stopped, just like he said, practice 21 times, and during the y'all gonna tell me that next. He ain't say practice. Anyway, anyway, it's all right. I know y'all trying to protect him in Philly. I like AI.
Cool. I'm
Key,
not trying to protect him. What am I protecting? I'm not a 76ers fan. What am I protecting him for? I have no reason to protect. I know, right? He doing
that's what Key go
everything.
next. Like, no, he did not say practice. He did not continue to say practice over and over again. Okay, Key. But anyway, the Memphis Grizzlies took on Golden State at home last night. I bet he is, Key. He probably, you know what? Remember what was those things
Yeah,
that
we know
the
he
big
on your
ones?
wall, P. We know that. You got that. We get that. We knew he was on your wall. What you got? What do you call it? Uh,
Fat heads.
fat head. That's it. That's the word I was looking for. Fat head. You got a fat head. AI knows.
She got that's exactly what she got with a bubble over his head. It was like we not talking about a game, we talking practice. Uh, but of course, like I said, Memphis down in Golden State in the Bay Area, taking on the Warriors in what was Game 4 in their series. which didn't it looked pretty good initially for
They
Memphis.
was up the whole game. They was
They
up
were.
the entire game, bro.
Then of course it all came tumbling down.
They
The
got that
Grizzlies
bad man.
Grizzlies led by Jaren Jackson Jr., 21 points, 5 rebounds, no assists, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists from Dylan Brooks, 17 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists from Kyle Anderson. That was a rare sighting. Zaire Williams, 7 points, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists from Tyus Jones, 8 points, 1 rebound, 6 assists from Desmond Bain, who usually is the one that gets all due to gets swerve when John is out. And lastly, Steven Adams, 10 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists, but it wasn't enough. Steph now,
32, 5, and 8, baby.
Steph now, yes, Steph now currently the only player to hit 500
Okay,
three
got you, Key.
pointers in playoffs. 32 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. Klay Thompson, 14.7 rebounds, 2 assists, 14.6 rebounds, 5 assists from Jordan Poole, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists from Otto Porter. Andrew Wiggins, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist. Everyone was contributing. Draymond Green, 2 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Everyone got into the whole thing as it was a collective win, but of course, got downhill. The Warriors were they Memphis could not fend off the Warriors. Of course, without their top leader scorer, their captain, uh, John Morant, it just seemed like it wasn't going to happen for him. Once it started to fall apart, it all fell. It all came crumbling down. Now Golden State leads the series 3-1, going back to Memphis. I asked y'all, do y'all believe that Memphis can get a win back home and force a game 6, or is it all does it all end? Or as like Bishop said, he believes that this is the only series that won't go 7.
So they play again when tomorrow or Thursday.
Tomorrow they play again
I know they
tomorrow.
go back. I know they go back home. Um, yeah, I don't know, bro. A lot of it depends on if what you call comes back. I do believe a lot of it depends on
Ja
if
comes
Doc
back.
comes back. Yeah, I know what everybody's talking. Like I stated before, Keith says he think it's over. Like I stated before, um, we know that they can win without John. The fact of the matter is, can they do it against the Warriors? And
Yeah.
it doesn't look like they can, bro. In my opinion, I just don't see them being able to do it. So
Warriors was down 12. Yeah. Do y'all think or do y'all consider the Warriors to be a dynasty?
absolutely, absolutely, especially if they win.
If they win again this year? Yeah, that
Yeah,
solidify them. That would
especially if they
solidify
win
the
again.
two eras, two different.
Yeah, I definitely feel like they.
Of course, uh, Steph Curry himself scored 18 points in the in the fourth quarter, which outscored the Memphis teams to 18-16. He scored or assisted on 50 of the 101 points in the game. Like without a doubt, we all know Steph Curry is going to be a first round balloter come 5 years after his
Without question.
5 years after his retirement. We can always guarantee whenever his draft cash come up, without a question, like Bishop just said, he's going to get that ticket to the Hall of Fame. Um, he's going to continue to always probably be in the wherever we can get to the 150th, the 150 top players in the NBA, and he's always going to be there. I think he solidified himself in the NBA lore forever. Game changer,
Without
two
question.
time NBA champion, 3 time I mean 2 time MVP,
Yeah, without question.
all with
Steph Curry,
all without a.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was about to know. Steph Curry is definitely gonna go down as one of the greatest ever to be able to greatest shooters ever in the
And
history of
even though
basketball.
we talk about it, but what is not realized is Steph ain't too far behind. I mean, not Steph. Clay.
Seth. Oh, Clay. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Clay's up there in 3 pointers as well. So
Yeah,
so
I
it's
agree.
interesting. So
It is.
of course tomorrow we have the continued series. It's game 5 of the 76ers versus the Heat, as well as game 5 of the Mavericks versus the Suns. Uh, of course, in both of them, I honestly believe that the Heat, I mean the Suns are going to get a win. I would be surprised if the Mavericks are ever to snatch one tomorrow. I mean tonight in Phoenix. I think Chris is going to be on one. He's upset and he
Yeah.
wants an,
Oh,
an
he got fuel for the fire now. Oh, he
so
definitely got fuel for the fire.
I think he's definitely going to make sure that they don't win in Dallas, and then I mean in Phoenix, and probably we're looking forward to finishing them off in Dallas. Uh, but of course, the one that I got, well, of course, I'm very sure key is definitely on one is Philadelphia against Miami. Back in Miami, I personally don't think even though Joel is there. I don't know. I don't think they get a win in Miami. I'm rocking with Miami, so I'm rocking with Miami and Phoenix tonight. Bishop, what you got?
Um, hmm. Shoot. You going Miami Phoenix?
Miami Phoenix.
That's no. That's what you said. You going Miami Phoenix,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I got Miami Phoenix. Yeah, Miami
You know
Phoenix.
what? I think this is where the Sixers get a win. They on a high right now. I'm taking
Mm,
Philly. I'm taking Philly, and I'm taking Philly because CP3. He only had 5 points. He had more fouls than he had points in game 4. I feel like, and after what happened with his family, oh yeah, CP3 is on a whole new level. Yeah, I'm taking Sixers Suns. Sixers Suns.
of course, I'm very sure Key is going with the Sixers as well. So to go back to answer your price, Anthony. I mean I think it's interesting you say that. So these people, which you could consider a goat, or you know, what I'm saying, or boats, or goats in their own right, most of the time you wouldn't think that. So as far as Steph, I don't think so either. I think if we do see him, it'll be in spurts. Like he might come on the show, he might get asked to appear on the show or something like that, and he just come on to give his commentary and go about his business. But I don't foresee him wearing being on shows all the time or being like what Shaq being a personality basically what it comes out to be. I don't foresee him going to be a personality. I think he'll continue to do nonprofits. I see him more so maybe doing some stuff on the golf course, like maybe even becoming a
Yeah,
golf
because he's huge in
professional.
the golf.
Yeah,
Now
maybe
I could
even
see
go on
him
the
commentating
PGA.
golf. Yeah,
Yeah,
I could see him commentating golf because that's a
yeah,
big,
a one
that's a
off.
huge,
Yeah,
yeah, that's a huge thing for him. He likes golf. I could definitely see him doing golf. Him maybe, what's his name? Him, Tony Romo, them kind of guys. Those are the guys that love to play golf. So I could definitely see Steph doing that. But did you? Oh no, go ahead. My bad. Thinking
yeah,
about something else.
it'll be in the next one. I think I know what you're talking about. So yeah, so we had that of course, going into what Bishop might have been talking about going into our beloved NFL. Um, did you know, Bishop? Or what do you think? What do you think is the selling price for a team nowadays? An NFL team.
What was we heard? So we heard not too long ago. What was it, about a month or two ago? That what was who was that? Buffalo? Who was it? Buffalo? Somebody was up for sale. It was like 3 billion.
Denver's up for sale.
It was like 3 billion or something
Denver's up
like
for
that.
sale.
Yeah,
Add two to that. They're currently
5 billion.
valued. They're looking at probably five to sell $5 billion, in which there's five. There's currently five groups that are vying to be the owner of that organization. Of course, one of them is the CEO of Walmart. He's putting his bid
Bidding.
in. And then we have two that we want to remain anonymous. And then, of course, one of them is one of the investors in the Los Angeles Lakers and LA Dodgers franchise. So look at getting there, which Magic Johnson is a part of that ownership group as well. So It remains to be seen. $5 billion. Of course, when if they it's sold, the money is expected to be split amongst the family of the Denver ownership.
$5 billion, bro. That is ridiculous.
So
It's a
5 billion,
lot.
bro. Think of every year. It's like, of course, they say it continues. What is driving the force? What is driving the price? Of course, is the fact of now having the ability to bet on teams with that revenue stream. There's a bunch of different revenue streams in which the values go up and up and up. So at this point, what was once in the millions, now we're in the billions and climbing
That's crazy.
as organizations continue
That's
to
crazy.
build at this juncture. So it's interesting. Oh, you know what? Go backtrack a little bit. The WNBA basically are
Mm-hmm.
looking to potentially at some time add another four franchises to
We was just talking about that, about them,
yeah.
how big they were, and if they, you know what I'm saying?
If so, I wonder what franchises. I wonder is this an opportunity for a re-emergence of the Houston franchise. I wonder does that give an opportunity for another Houston franchise to come on board? Like
It's
where could
crazy
they
you say
possibly
that.
put?
It's crazy you say that because I'm looking now on TV and the Dallas Mayor wants another NFL franchise in Dallas.
Really?
So it's, yes, they just put it up. Dallas Mayor just stated they want another NFL franchise in Dallas in that area because of the growing population.
Why does everyone want to be like California? It's not.
I don't know.
No one else
I was just
has.
talking about Anthony. I'm just telling you, yeah, second team in Dallas. And this is the thing. This is the problem I have about it, Anthony. You cannot put another team in Dallas before you put a team in San Antonio. Because if San Antonio was growing just as fast as Dallas,
You think
if
San
not
Antonio?
faster.
You think San Antonio is ready for an NFL franchise?
Hell yeah! How can San Antonio not be ready? Houston got one and Dallas got two. Dallas got one,
So
and New York got two, three if you really want to call it. If you count the Jets,
Buffalo, yeah,
Giants, Buffalo.
Buffalo, yeah. So
Yeah, you can.
so is it? I don't know, bro. Is there enough there?
Yes. What is enough?
I consider. And now tell me if I'm wrong. I consider
Okay.
San Antonio to be a small market when it comes to Dallas and Houston.
In regards to
Like where? So you're there. Where would you foresee a stadium being put in San Antonio to start for starters?
have you been to San Antonio?
I haven't been there in a couple of years, so that's
There's
why I asked.
there is so much wide open space in San Antonio. It's ridiculous. We already have a state. We already have a stadium, mind you.
Hmm.
We have one because the
Is it
Alamo
big
Dome.
enough to fit the Alamo
This
Dome? Okay.
yeah, Alamo Dome. Now, mind you, they could being that if they was to bring an NFL team to San Antonio, that would draw enough money to be able to build a bigger stadium or bigger dome. So that's what I'm saying. And even if they don't build it in that one, or just to build a brand new one, there is so like even out here where I stay at there's so much open space out here in San Antonio that they could build a whole lot of stuff. That's why San Antonio is up and striving and growing so fast
So,
because there's
Key,
so much space.
I think they would have to. I think it would be a relocation that there because they would have. Yeah, so it would have to be a relocation for the most part. I think. Yeah, it would have to be a
Which at one
relocation.
time they was talking about. Well, at one time it was Las Vegas before they went to Las Vegas. They was trying to get them to come here. Um,
Hmm.
it was them. It was another team too. It was like three teams that they were talking about moving to San Antonio. And you
So
say
what?
you say how can it could San Antonio survive a football franchise? We surviving the Spurs. What's the difference?
Yeah, because but that's the only. So of course, what's going to happen is the reason why there's not going to be a team. The reason I said well, let me say this correctly.
Wait,
I'm
wait,
not going.
hold Anthony. Hold, wait. Whoa, whoa, puppy bird. Whoa. Go ahead. What you say, Trey?
There's the reason
Before
the
New
only
Mexico
way
get one, San Antonio better get one. But go ahead, Trey. My bad.
the St. Luke Crucis, Las Cruces,
That part, bro.
Los Cruces Lobos.
Bro,
So what's
Hawaii
going to
better get
happen?
one before New Mexico.
What's going to happen is the NFL, of course, go through and do their thing and see will it be how lucrative would it be for the league and its owners to put a team in San Antonio. And so I think what
Listen,
we do,
go ahead.
they would go through and see how what other or what if they because I think it would have to be they would have to take a market. They would have to leave a market. As a team will have to. So let's say Denver for this from this
I want
aspect.
to say Denver was one of the other teams too
I think
that was
one of them
talking about
who just got sold was maybe Jacksonville, which as well they was talking about, which the
because they
owner
got
said
three
he's
out
not
there in
moving
Jacksonville
Jacksonville
too. They got three teams out there too
in Florida.
in
Yeah,
Florida.
so
Yeah,
yeah, so they
Jacksonville,
was
Miami, and
in Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
So they was that's one of the things they was. I think that was one of the teams as well. But of course, each team owner has came in and said we're not. I'm not moving the organization. So I think that's what comes up.
I
Is
don't blame
it
you.
would
I
have
don't
to
blame
be a
you
team.
about Florida.
So moving a team from let's say Jacksonville or Denver and putting them in San Antonio I don't think there's going to be too much of a difference, or is it going to be more lucrative to move a team from Denver, which I don't see because that's their only team, and put them in San Antonio? I don't think you're going to get more revenue from that.
But
Jacksonville
see,
maybe,
go ahead.
but not. Yeah,
Well,
Jacksonville maybe.
see. But this is the thing, right? So Jacksonville, you're not gonna. You gotta, like you said, you gotta understand the market. No one's gonna go from leave Jacksonville, Florida, to come to San Antonio, Texas. That's
Hmm.
not. That's just not. You know what I'm saying? That's just not. That just doesn't make sense. Jacksonville, you're in Florida, coming compared to being in Texas. I can understand why the owners wouldn't want to do that. However, these teams like the three teams in New York. Come on, man. One of them teams can go. Uh, I don't feel like Dallas would get another NFL franchise because of the fact that Jerry Jones wouldn't allow it. That means he has to compete within his own city, and that's just not going. Jerry's not going to fly for that. He's not. He's not because now that's taking revenue out of his pocket.
So that's definitely Anthony is of course there's a market for it and a revenue stream there, but when you look at it from a league standpoint, it's that's a
I think
lot.
they'll make a. Well, not only that though, Anthony. You will have those very few people, excuse me, that will fly over to those true diehard fans who fly over and watch their team play. However, however, NFL is is um is highly recognized in overseas. You know that's why they're steady having more games being played over there because there's a high uh, market for a team overseas. Now the question is to do that. Um, would that hinder players from wanting to play over there? Because again, if you're a team, if they would have a franchise overseas, it would have to be based overseas. It's based there. So that means any team
You
in
live
which
there,
they have
you have
over
to live in England,
they have to live there. Teams would have to
Germany,
travel
Mexico,
there.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's a whole different. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong. I understand all these different players make millions of dollars. So they don't have to make it their permanent residency. But during the season, they have to live there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. During the off season, they can come back and live wherever they want to live. But during the season, that would normally be their permanent residency during that time frame. But the market is high for American football over in
of
Europe,
course.
overseas,
Six
and stuff
six
like that.
games being played overseas this year, or
Yeah,
five? Was it five?
yeah, yeah. Five. And then they up it. Yeah, then they up it this upcoming
Five.
season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
they
got
upped it.
three,
So they
three, three in England, one in Germany, and one in Mexico.
yeah. So the market is high for that. It's about when it's all said and done, we all know that the owners are the deciding factor on where new NFL franchises pop up.
Or pop up. Yeah,
That's all up to the 32 owners of the 32 teams. So when it's all said and done, it's whether or not the owners would allow something like that to happen and allow a team to pop up overseas. So And that's the reason why I feel like a lot of people feel like, especially the San Antonians, feel like that's why San Antonio doesn't have a team, is because main reason is a lot of people feel like Jerry Jones doesn't want a team, another team in Texas because it's already two. So he feels like, again, like I stated before, and I've stated every time when it comes to trying to get a team in San Antonio, Jerry Jones don't want to compete no more with within his own state. He's already competing with Houston, so he doesn't want to have to compete with a San Antonio too. So
Interesting, interesting.
that's my take on that.
So, Bishop, we was just discussing and talking about rookies and why they haven't signed yet or what's going on,
Yesterday,
and of course, what happens? The number two pick, Aiden Hutchinson, signs his 4-year deal, that was worth $35.7 million, with a $23 million signing bonus as he
mm-hmm.
signs with his Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
These cats, man, $35 million for 4 years.
Yeah. It's 140 million, man. A little over 140 million, 170 million. 100, yeah, 170 million. You said 4 years or 5 years?
4 years. He's 4 years.
Oh, 140 million.
35 million for 4 years. 35,713,388 with 23 million or one
Over
hundred fifty
140
three
million.
thousand three hundred seventy two
4 years.
dollars for a signing bonus. So
Yep. Over 140 million for 4 years. That's crazy, bro.
what is the first? What's the first thing you do buying that if with a rookie with that type of money? What's the first thing on your on your
I'm
on your
tithing off
on
of
your
it
list?
first. I'm tithing off of it first. That's what I'm doing. I'm
Okay,
tithing,
okay.
and then after I
We
do
just,
that,
we just, I was talking to Jackie. We just had a conversation about that a little bit ago, in
yep, I'm
reference to
tithing
that.
off of that first, and
Okay,
then I'll probably buy my mom and them a house if that's what they want. Cause I don't know if my mom want a house now at this age, but oh my bad, I'm tithing off of it first.
so of course that's understandable. 35 million, 23 million, any of that. Like you said, I don't know what's the first thing I go. I think I go get my dream vehicle. It's one of the things. Of course, after the time, like you say, pay the school loan, after you pay school loans. True that, true that. Uh, Getting all debt out the way. That's definitely for sure. Getting all debt out, any and all debt out the way. But you got to figure at that point in day and age, them kids, uh, they're still particularly kids or young, so they might not have anything except for maybe student loans. But definitely taking care of that, taking care of any family debt that I can. One thing I don't foresee being or wouldn't be is I'm not the new ATM, so that's not happening. It's gonna have to be some crucial conversations had in which someone will be like, "Hey, nah, you cannot. This is what you're not going to do." Probably, honestly, probably listen to a couple of investments. I, I don't know if family is the first thing I'm looking to invest with, but definitely probably take a look and listen to some investments and find some investments. And going from there. Uh, Put of course some to the side, then of course enjoy the fruits of the labor. Like, but what we do understand is we don't. Of course, it doesn't all come at one time. It's broken up over the course of the year. So uh, I don't know how much of that is fruits of my labor enjoyment, but I'm definitely going to take a little time and enjoy it without a doubt. So a couple of transactions was made. I wonder what check. So whatever bank that's the whole that type of money, Anthony, you got of course offshore banks. uh Most banks are insured, so it's just a matter of okay, so or wherever the millionaires are, I'm very sure they give them, I would think that they probably give them some suggestions on where to bank their money, to make sure that it's taken care of, what's going to be most conducive for them. I'm very sure some people commit to their original bank's accounts, but can you imagine waking up the next morning and that transfer didn't hit your account and you see them nine figures? What's good, Taylor Made? What's going on? Donuts, bro. What type of donuts you brought? It depends on what time. I don't want nothing with no stuff in the middle. I do that. It depends on what type you brought. But yeah, so basically that part, like, but a couple of them nine in your bank account, I was like, yes, mama, I made it. Let's go to work. Krispy Kreme, okay. You know what? I don't know if I'm standing alone, but aren't Krispy Kreme donuts overrated? I don't know. I know Krispy Kreme donuts are all overrated. I mean, come on, we got if you're from California, you got Winchell's or you got Randy's. Of course, I know some places have I think Hortons. Of course, throughout Texas, you got Shipley's. Like, are Krispy Kreme donuts overrated? Right, what's going on? I'm just saying, which one, man? Are Krispy Kreme's overrated? Dunkin' Donuts, like, you know what I'm saying? What is there anything out there better than Krispy Kreme? I'm just asking. I'm just wondering. Maybe it's because I don't give because any of the ones in which I just mentioned are not anywhere in my area. But I'm just wondering, like, is our crispy, like, we can get Krispy Kreme? They do a drop to the installation shopettes and stuff like that. But are Krispy Kreme donuts overrated? Ain't no none touching Krispy Kreme. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to do a poll one time. The hot light. Like I said again, I don't know nothing about that. Am I being biased? I don't know. I'm just asking. But I know I have had Shipley's when we're deployed. Hortons is overseas. Um, of course, being from home, I've had Winchell's. I'm just asking. Dunkin' Donuts. I've never been a Dunkin' Donuts person. I've never really partaken in Dunkin' Donuts unless I pull up to go to a Baskin Robbins that's there. But Krispy Kremes, y'all holler at me. What's up? Is Krispy Kreme that much? Is Krispy Kreme's the lick, or is it just because everyone talks about the light, talk about the freshness, talk about the the savoriousness of the donut? Is it really the best? See, from what Key and still Sandy talking about, they're the best. So I don't know. Maybe for now, that's the argument to have later on. Krispy Kreme versus what we'll find out. I don't know. I heard Shipley Donuts in Texas. I don't know. They're the standard. Interesting, of course. Interesting. So, of course, continuing on as I was saying, if it wasn't known, is known now. Cornerback James Bradbury was released by the New York Giants yesterday, which is now able to, of course, waivers. In 2 days, he'll be off the way on waiver. He'll pass through waivers and be able to be signed by anybody. Course, Bradbury, one of the better corners in the NFL, but it was just he became a salary casualty as he was due to owe the Giants was due to owe him, I think, 26 million, in which it wasn't conducive to what they're trying to do. They still have to sign the draft picks in which they pick, and they just thought it was better uh to let him go as opposed to keep him. They tried to trade him, but of course, y'all already know blood in the water. Once the player starts, unless you're just that great, no one's going to trade for. They're gonna go ahead and let you hit the open market, and once you hit the open market, they'll make a play for you. Carolina might, I don't know. Taylor May, he was in Carolina. He started out in Carolina his career, and then he got released. He got traded or a free agency, and he went to New York. So maybe he does get back. Oh yeah, without a doubt, Key. That's the way to go. I know if I was a GM, if I unless like I said, unless there's a possibility of someone grabbing the player and they're just that polarizing where they're going to change my whole franchise, I'm not finna spend. I'm not finna spend money on. I mean, I keep Anthony Price. I'm not finna spend money on picking up that player or waste assets on getting him. I'm gonna go ahead and wait for him to hit the open market. I'll be in contact with the agent. Let the agent know, like, hey, we're interested in him, but we're not gonna trade for him. We'll wait to see him we'll look and see what happens when open mark when he clears waivers, if he clears waivers, or once he hit waivers. Well, correction, if he clears waivers, and go from there. Like, there's not going to be a situation where I'm going to sit up and wait to trade my assets to get a player that's going to possibly be gone anyway. So I think it's worth the gamble to let him go and just police him up on the back end. Of course, that's what you see kind of nowadays anyway. Um, I'm very sure that's why was going to no one was going to trade for Garoppolo once he got injured. Correction, once he went to do the surgery, because if San Francisco wants to get rid of him, they'll release him. And when they release him, he's fair game, and we don't have to give up any assets for him. So it's just be that. So I definitely would. I'll play that same game too. So I don't fault anyone for doing it. I'll do the same. Um, Additionally, former Patriot, where this happened, at former Patriot and Rams running back Sony Michelle was released or did not stay with the Rams, and he is currently going to Miami. Miami is starting to build what seems to be a juggernaut of an offense. I don't know why the NFL is letting them build, especially when you have an innovative mind in Coach Mike McDaniels. Uh, Now you had that situation where Miami, along with Tua, has weapons. Like, they got weapons. They got Waddle. They got Cedric Wilson. They got Tyreek Hill. Now they have Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert, and Sony Michelle, as well as Mike Gesicki as tight end. Like, Tua has weapons. It goes back to what I was saying, to where I said Miami seemingly right now on paper are going to make noise in their division. True that. That's exactly what's being said. Like, he does not have any. He shouldn't have any excuses. Like, he has weapons. It and yeah, and his backup or his backup got weapons. Someone got weapons. Whoever going to be at the helm has weapons. There shouldn't be no excuses. If they stay healthy, it shouldn't be no excuses. Miami should make noise and cause a problem for New England. I'm correction, not New England. Cause a problem for Buffalo at this point, because it's looking pretty. It's looking pretty, as my brother or Ron would say. It's looking pretty sexy over there in Miami with all their new toys at the end of the day. So all they need to do seemingly is stay healthy, and they're gonna and they should be successful at least. So going back to something which we was talking about earlier, in which we was talking about people going into the booth, like I think Anthony was talking about earlier, what it would look like, or what it if he doesn't foresee Steph Curry going into the booth and being a part of uh any of those teams. What we currently have is now two players will be becoming a part of that, as we have Tom Brady is expected to has signed on to be a analyst or play a key role in the booth with Fox Sports, as well as Richard Sherman currently is being looked at or talked to and playing a key role with Thursday night football with Prime. So I ask y'all guys, what do you think it would look like to have Richard Sherman as an analyst or Tom Brady as an analyst? Do y'all think it's a good look? Do you think it would be inviting, or is it something you don't want to see?
I like I like the idea. I think that'd be a good look. Tom Brady, come on, you gotta have the goat on there. You have to
So
have the goat on the show. You have to have the good goat on. You have to have the goat on the greatest of all time to play pro football. How can he not be on a show?
I don't know, man.
What don't you know?
I don't see him as that personality, that type of personality. I think it's like what Anthony AP was talking about when we look at Steph Curry and him and being an analyst for basketball. I don't see him as that personality. Not saying that he can't do it, because I think Tony Romo is very good at doing it, but you just have some people who is probably not made for the Hasselbeck brothers. Seemingly, they're meant for it. Other court, Drew Brees, I don't know if he's comfortable in it, and I don't even see Drew Brees as
Yeah,
being a good fit when it comes to it.
Drew Brees is definitely a good fit.
So it's just one of those things. That's why I look at it for him. I can see a certain perspective from Richard Sherman doing it. So maybe not as bad, but for I would have thought that Brady would have been more of a Fox, ESPN personality as opposed to a Fox personality. I mean, unless he's going to probably be on Fox Sports with Terry Bradshaw and them, and like even when you look at them, Terry Bradshaw is different as opposed to I don't know. I just Sherman, in my opinion, Sherman, yes, Brady, not necessarily. But I mean, of course, who am I? Uh, oh, you just missed out, Bishop. Two things that we talking about personnel. And please don't be like other people. R. Taylor made. Matter of fact, something else I gotta say to you, but that's not a good fit. Richard said, Anthony says. Um, James Bradbury from New York has been released, so he should be hitting waivers soon.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Uh, but y'all don't need a cornerback, so you're not going to make the play for him. And then uh, Patriots and Rams from a former running back Sony Michel is now signed with Miami. Miami has weapons galore. I'm telling you, Bishop, they're gonna make noise, man.
I still, you
Miami
say
has a
that
lot
they
of
got all the
weapons.
weapons they could. You can have all the weapons you want. See what you fail to realize, Trey. At one point in time, the New York Jets had
Hmm.
weapons. They had weapons at a point in time too. The
What
problem
we're
was they
not
didn't
gonna
have a
do
quarterback.
is
They
talk
didn't have a
mess about
quarterback. They didn't
Sanchez.
have.
They did have a
They
quarterback.
they did not
They
have a
went to
quarterback.
the NFC AFC Championship.
Did they go to the Super Bowl?
They
Don't
did
worry,
not go
I'll
to the
wait.
Super
Oh,
Bowl.
so does all of that does not matter if you don't make it to the big game. All of that does not matter if you do not make it to the big game. That's irrelevant. Again, you can have all the weapons in the world until Tua can prove that he's that quarterback. We got all the weapons in the world. Next question. So the Eagles got all the weapons in the world too. Next question.
No, y'all do not
Yes, we
have
do.
y'all don't
We
have weapons like
yes we do.
y'all
We
do
have
not have
AJ
weapons
Brown.
like Miami
We
got.
yeah, what don't we have? What does Miami have that we don't have? And don't worry, I'll wait.
So okay, let's do this quick
Let's do
comparison.
this. Let's do this because I'm tired of you. You
Right.
disrespect. You loyal. You unloyal. Disrespect. I'm putting. I'm telling you, man. I'm going to get my inner Denzel Washington from Training Day. I'm telling you.
So okay, let's do this. Quarterback.
Okay.
My Philadelphia has Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Miami has Tua Tagovailoa.
Hurts all day.
Okay, maybe Hurts. You know what I'm saying? For
Okay.
at this point, it Hurts.
Okay.
Running back. Y'all have
Mm-hmm.
Miles Sanders.
Okay.
Now Miami has Chase Edmonds,
And
Raheem Mossert, and now Sony Michel.
and
Two of those,
and
two of them are former NFC. Is a NFC. It was a NFC conference NFC game player. One is a two-time champion, NFL champion.
that means
So you
nothing.
have
He was
that.
a two-time champion on what on another team, right?
Yes,
Tell me this.
he's a
Okay.
champion last year, and he's a
Okay.
champion in 2018.
Okay. Tell me this. Tell
Mm-hmm.
me this.
Why is he still on that team?
And don't forget what you're doing with what you're doing currently. But tell me this: name the last running back that was a two-time champion, went to another team and won another championship. Then don't worry, I'll wait.
The one that we're
If,
talking about right now.
I said it has won a championship.
Yeah, the one we're talking about right now, Mossert. I mean, not Mossert. Sony Michel.
Who he won with?
2018, 2018, he won with the Patriots. 2021, he won with the Rams.
Did he play?
Yeah, he scored the only touchdown in the game in 2018.
He's still a non-factor. Keep moving. He's a non-factor. I forgot he played with. I forgot he was with the Rams last year and won that.
Yeah, so he's got two championships. But okay, and then when we they all had Water. They added Wilson, Cedric Wilson, and they added Hill. Y'all added AJ Brown. Y'all
We already
added
had Devontae Smith.
y'all had Devontae. Y'all added Pascal,
Thank
and
you.
let's not don't you dare sit here and act like you was appreciative to add Pascal, because if I remember correctly,
As
you was
long as
like, why is Odell Beckham still out there and we're asking
I would prefer,
Pascal?
listen, now, mind you, I would prefer OBJ over Pascal. Who wouldn't? But, however, Pascal, I do know he is a catcher. He has hands. So, therefore, that was a huge problem for Philadelphia in the past few seasons, is that we had receivers who couldn't catch the damn ball. So, I'm cool. I was upset because we went with Pascal and not OBJ. But now thinking about it now, hindsight is 2020. I really think, okay, OBJ, he's coming off an injury, so we really don't know what we was gonna get with OBJ. Even though we know what we've seen from OBJ, we don't know what we was getting because of the injury. Pascal, we're not worried about that. We do know Pascal can catch the ball without question, so that's not even a concern of. So again, keep going. I'm listening.
As
And
far as tight ends,
who's
y'all have
Miami's
got
tight
it.
end? Yes, sir.
Oh,
Go ahead.
they got Gasecki. He's not a slouch now.
He's
He
not a
so
Goddard. He's not a Goddard. They'll pick Goddard before they pick him.
I don't know.
Any
I think I would
fantasy
go.
player,
I
you
was about to say I
crazy.
think I would go with Gasecki before I go with Goddard in
You
fantasy.
crazy. You're out of your mind.
No,
You're out of your mind, bro.
I mean
Again,
neither one of them is a Kittle. So I mean, but if I was
Kittle ain't even
left
a
down
Kittle.
to
Kittle ain't even a Kittle.
if I was left with it, I would think I would go with
Kittle ain't an
Gasecki before I
Andrews
go.
either. Kittle ain't a Kelsey either. Thank
Let's
you
not.
much.
Let's not.
Kittle,
Let's not.
Andrews,
He's
and
arguably
Kelsey.
arguably
I'll pick
it's argu-
Kelsey. I'll pick Kelsey, Gronk,
it's only four
and
quarter
and
it's
Andrews
four
before
tight
I pick.
ends. It's four tight ends I go looking for initially, and then after that it dies down to Goddard is definitely he's a last tier. But when I look at tight ends, and
You
I
out
might
your
be giving
mind.
some up. I might be giving a little something up at this point because you know what I'm saying when it comes fighting, I don't want no haters, but I always look at Kittle, Kelsey, um, Andrews, and Waller. That's the
Who?
top.
You out
That's
your
the
you out your there's no
Waller.
way you go there's no way you go there's no way you go there's no way you're going to sit here and not say that it's Kelsey, Kittles,
Kelsey, Kittle, Waller, and Andrews.
Andrew, no, Andrews, and I just dang it, I just had the fourth one. It ain't Waller. It
It's
definitely ain't.
Waller.
No, it's not.
Bruh, stop it. It's Waller from
No,
From the Las Vegas Raiders. It's Waller.
no, no, it's not. No.
That's
Hell no.
why. That's why you're not going to be in a
No.
championship.
No. No.
It's Waller. Then,
No.
then for me personally, then I start looking at people like Gasecki. Like I said, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't look at Goddard, but Goddard would not be one of my first picks. Even if he's there, yeah, I would take
He
him
might
before
not be
Goddard.
my first pick because I'm 9 times out of 10, my first pick is either gonna be Kelsey or Andrews.
The disrespect.
You out,
It's like Kittle was just like
man. No,
dirt in
I'm
your
not
mouth.
picking.
That's what.
I'm not picking Kittles. I'm not picking Kittles over Andrews. I'm not. I'm not. Bro, are you serious? I'm not. I'm not. It in that order. It's Kelsey, Andrews, then Kittles.
And of lately, Waller has
Anthony,
been.
who's your Anthony? Don't you even talk. Do y'all have a tight end?
They got Logan. They ain't got no slouch at
He ain't
tight end.
nobody. He ain't nobody. He ain't nobody. Of course you would pick Logan. Just like he just said. Of course you would pick Logan Thomas over Walker. Of course you would.
So yeah. I mean, they had that. It basically had that.
But
So,
either way,
but
the whole story, the whole bottom
I
line
just
is
Miami's looking better
Miami
than
is
Philly on
no
paper right now.
Miami has no more weapons than
Key, Key,
Philly.
tell him. Key, just
Please tell me, Key.
tell
Please
the
tell me,
truth.
Key.
Tell him the
Anybody
truth,
tell me.
Key.
Please tell me. Please, anybody,
Miami looks
please tell me.
better than Philly right
No,
now on
in
paper.
what way? In what
I
way?
just told you. Just discussed it.
You did not. That's the thing. You did not. You brought up a bunch of names, but I matched every name in which you brought up. You come on, bro. Oh, watch Tua lay an egg this season. Watch it. He's not what y'all think he is.
So
Can
of
he play?
course,
Yes. Can he
yes,
play? Yes. Will he be able to be? Will
he's
he be
proven that he can
productive?
play.
Probably. He ain't proved he could. How does he prove he can play? By
He
doing
can
what?
play.
Did they make the
He
playoffs?
bro- they did not. They
They
just
did.
missed the
Oh,
playoffs.
then he.
But
That's not proving he can play,
from where they was, someone got him getting with it, got
bro.
them
If you
6 or 7
if you
games.
already let me ask you this straight. If you're already at the bottom, what other way can you go but up? If you're already at the bottom, what other way can you go but up? That's not saying nothing. If you're at the bottom, all you can go is up. You can't get no worse than that. Come on, bro. Stop it. You saying because he won some games for Miami, he proved he hadn't proved anything. For him to prove something, it would have been who proved something. Who proved something. Joe Burrow proved something. That's
What did he
somebody that
prove?
proved something. He proved something.
What did he
He
prove?
took a team his first year, showed he could play. The second year, he showed he could play even better. We're waiting on that from Tua. We're waiting on that from Tua. At least Jalen Hurts can say he took his team to the playoffs. Tua can't say that.
Tua took them to the playoffs last year.
I
I'm
said
not last year,
last year.
year before.
Oh,
They ain't go last year.
you're right. I was going to say they didn't. I didn't think they made it last year. Okay, the year before. Did he really take him, or did Fitzpatrick help out with that too? Okay, don't worry. I'll wait because I believe Kirk helped. I mean, Fitz had a hand in that too. What? Bishop? Not true. Tell the Giants that button and still button.
Yeah, they
What?
still at the bottom, and they still at the bottom.
Oh, bottom. Oh no, but see, this is what I'm saying, Anthony. I'm saying Boston. This is not true. Tell the Giants the bottom, and still the bottom. Got it. But what Trey was saying, Tua has showed he can play the game. How does he show? He said he brought him. He won some. He
It's
basically
no
won some
different for
games for him.
okay.
But
Let's take this
just because you
consideration.
want, but if you're at the bottom, you can't go no lower than the bottom. If you're
Let's take
at
this
the
in
bottom, so
consideration.
if you do anything better than what you did previously, you can only go up.
So let's take this in consideration. You like he's talking about the New York Giants, and they're
Right.
pretty much of a dumpster fire.
Right.
But is Daniel Jones a good player? Would you say Daniel Jones could play the quarterback, their quarterback?
Well, unfortunately for Daniel Jones, he don't have any weapons. All he has is what you call in the backfield. He has nothing else. He really
And
doesn't have
he
any.
hasn't been there.
Yeah, he doesn't,
But he's
and he
shown that
hasn't
he
been
can
there
play.
too. True, that too.
Yeah,
So he really
yeah.
doesn't have anything. He has nothing. He has nothing to work with. So Daniel Jones is in a real bad predicament because he has no one really to throw to.
But we can sit up and ascertain that he can play. He just doesn't have what we see. He can play, and he probably could be better if he had weapons. Same thing which
Okay.
I'm saying about Tua. Tua showed that he can play, and he didn't
You
have
saying
weapons,
he
but he
showed he
made it
could
work.
play by what though? By what? By what? Because he won more games.
He didn't have weapons either, and he made and
He
they
had more
quarterback it
weapons
was
than Daniel.
true. That's true.
So that he had more weapons than Daniel. So I mean, come on.
You know what? I can't wait to see. I can't
I
wait to
can't
see
even.
Jalen. I
Ooh,
don't
I
wish
can't
nothing
wait.
bad on nobody, but I can't
I
wait
can't
till I
even.
can sit till I get to see you and Key and y'all's facial expressions when Jalen is not what y'all thought he is, and y'all are
Jalen finna
basically
show,
trying
bro.
to
I'm
trade.
telling y'all,
Y'all trying to
Jalen is
trade for
about to show
Baker
improve, bro.
Mayfield.
Jalen is about to show improve for y'all. I'm telling y'all right now. This upcoming
So
season, Jalen finna show y'all what it is.
so now what do you think about this? Jarvis Landry is picking up interest from Baltimore to
Ooh,
become a wide receiver. Yeah.
ooh,
Mm-hmm.
ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
I
that
figured
would
that
be
was coming at
that
some
would be
point.
crucial.
That probably is why they was like, you know what, we could play because this is where we're going at anyway. So of course, additionally, Julio Jones, Odell Beckham, as well as even William Fuller are still fourth is still out there available as wide receivers. So I don't think the wide receiver market has dried up yet. They got a chance
You don't think what?
that the market has dried up yet. I think it's
All
still
right,
some
so
wide
what's
receivers
up?
that's out there. I think it's some still wide receivers are still out there.
What available? You mean?
Yeah. Julio Jones,
Oh,
William Fuller, Odell Beckham,
Julio
Jarvis
ain't been
Landry
picked up
said,
yet.
no, sir. Is he
Oh
worth picking
shoot,
up though? Would you pick up Julio?
he is on his last leg, bro. He's on his last leg. He is definitely on his last leg. I give Julio. He can't stay healthy. So if a team would need Julio for his experience, his being a veteran, being able to mentor some current wide receiver,
Kind of like
wide
to play the
receivers.
kind of like to play the role that Randy Moss played when he was in San
Mm-hmm.
Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, that's
he still can get it, but it's not. But you're not. He's not expected to be the Julio.
right.
Oh, we just need you to
Julio
be
would
the
never
Julio
be
now.
for me. Yeah, for me, Julio would never be an every down wide receiver. He would be situational downs.
Hmm.
That's what if I was him, man. If I was a coach and I had a wide receiver position open, I would pick Julio because of his freakish ability and um, his stature. But he wouldn't be an every down receiver for me. He would be a situational receiver for me, without question. You out your you out your mind, bro. If you're rating that off of the national championship because of the Alabama thing, you've lost your mind, bro. You've lost your mind.
I don't know. He did. He did replace him.
I get it. Some people have bad games. It happens. Isn't that how Tom Brady got his start? Well,
No
it was an
injury.
injury. It was an
The
injury. But
injury.
I'm saying injuries, bad games, things happen. What's his name?
Man, when you think
Um,
about it, basically Tua
Radler,
forced
Radler,
Hurt
Radler
out of
left. Radler left, and
Tua
look at
basically Tua basically forced Hurts
thank
out of
you,
Alabama.
Nathan. What?
Tua basically forced Hurts out of Alabama when you look at it.
I got you. But he went where and did what?
Nothing.
Yeah. Oh, he did something. He
He
did
went
something.
nowhere and did nothing.
He went somewhere and he won the Big 12 once again. We won the Big 12 once again. Yes, sir. Yes, he did. Yes, we did. Yes, sir. That's what. Yeah, he
He
did
went
something.
nowhere
And
and done nothing.
yeah, he went somewhere and became a Heisman candidate. Man, mind you. Don't act like he didn't do nothing. He did
We we
something.
we give it we giving participation trophies now.
To be a Heisman candidate. Do they not recognize Heisman candidates on TV? Do they not get the
So
recognition for being a candidate? Because just for you to be a candidate is saying something. Even whether or not
is it
you win or not,
is it
you
really?
you yeah, yes, it is really really. You will hear a lot of analysts say former Heisman candidate.
Well,
You will
I
hear
mean
them. Yes,
I cheer
you
for
will hear.
USC, so
You
we do
know
that
it's a
often.
problem because USC
So
don't have that many often. The
we
last when was the last
we
USC Heisman candidate? Not that we ain't even gonna talk about winner, last Heisman candidate. When was the last time? Don't worry, I'll wait. Winning the Heisman doesn't mean nothing. It doesn't mean anything in the NFL. However, it is something meaningful in the NCAA. You're right. It means nothing in the NFL, but it's the highest form of winning or of recognition in the NCAA.
we
So
have
it
we have
means
a
something.
reservoir. We have a reservoir of saying candidacies
No, no,
where
no,
we
no,
could
no,
go
no, no,
where we
no,
could
no,
go a
no,
couple of
no,
years
no, 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 no,
without
no,
having
no. What I said
candidates.
was what was the last USC Heisman candidate? I ain't asking about the plethora. We ain't talking about the Reggie Bushes and all of that. The
That was the
Carlson.
last
We ain't
one.
talking about. Woo, 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 wow.
That was the last one.
Jeez, I think we have had 10 Heisman candidates since then. Good Lord. And probably 3 winners.
No,
Wow.
stop it.
Reggie
Not even
Bush.
close
Yes.
to it.
Not even close to what?
10-3. Y'all done had two
No, we
since
didn't
he
have
won.
3. No, we didn't have 3 since he.
Y'all have
Reggie
had
Bush
two.
came out. No, we had 3.
Y'all
Baker
had two
Mayfield.
Heisman candidates and Jalen Hurts. That's it.
No. When
I mean,
when did when did
not Jalen Hurts. Baylor and Connor Murray.
Kyler,
Those are the last. Those are the only two Heisman
Kyler
trophies
Murray,
y'all
Baker
had since
Mayfield, and you
USC
mean to
had
tell me and Sam Bradford was before or after Reggie Bush? Because Sam Bradford won the Heisman too. So I'll wait.
his. But
Excuse me?
it was before Reggie Bush, I think, because that was because
No, Sam Bradford.
we
No, Sam Bradford. No, 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 no. Sam Bradford. If I'm not mistaken, I'm about to look it up. Sam Bradford came out after Reggie Bush, bro. Because Sam Bradford was y'all lost. Reggie Bush was there when whatchamacallit was there, right? When
Don't you dare say because we annihilated Oklahoma. So don't you dare say Hypo.
y'all
Yes,
annihilated us. Y'all
yes.
annihilated.
Look that up. Yes,
Oh,
Hypo because
that's the same
they
year.
can
Oh
Hypo.
yeah, that's the
They can
same.
Hypo.
But
They can
hold
Hypo
on,
win
that's the same
the
year y'all got
Heisman.
annihilated by Texas, right? In the national championship, right? Okay,
It
don't
wasn't
worry
an
about it.
annihilation. We lost by a
Oh yeah, it
touchdown,
was
bro.
annihilation. Oh yeah, it was annihilation.
We
Oh
got
yeah,
we was
y'all
thoroughly
got
thumped,
handed.
but we lost by a touchdown, less than a touchdown. In any case, continue on. I stand corrected, Bishop. When I was got you hyped, the doubleheader is for the Monday Night Football is going to be week 2. They have not announced who was going to be the first week Monday Night Football. Uh, so week 2 will be the Monday Night Football. Of course, Denver will be facing off against the Los Angeles Rams for the Christmas Day game, as there is going to be a game on Christmas. And continuing with what we have been doing, we come to the greatest divisions in the NFL with the basically with ranking the AFC East, the AFC West and NFC West in the as we look at the rankings. So of course AFC West last year was led by 12-5 the Kansas City Chiefs, the 10-7 Las Vegas Raiders, the 9-8 Los Angeles Chargers, and the 7-10 Denver Broncos. Do you see a change in that order for this coming year right now on paper?
Oh, as I stated, Reggie Bush won the Heisman in 2005. Sam
Mm-hmm.
Bradford won it in 2008.
So
Thank you
3 years
much.
later.
As I said, three, and we probably have at least 10 since 2005, bro. Yeah, I'm almost certain. I'm not gonna look that up, but I'm almost certain we've had 10 candidates. That's three
I'm def
Heisman Trophy
I'm definitely
winners.
gonna look it up for tomorrow. So I'm
Please
definitely
look
gonna
it
look
up.
it up for
Please
tomorrow.
look it
But
up. Please look it up,
because
sir.
I know good
But
and well y'all not that potent where y'all didn't
you,
produce
we
10
just
in the
had.
last.
I just told you we had three winners since Reggie.
Y'all had 3
Three.
winners. I'm talking about y'all ain't produced 10 hopefuls.
Okay.
Y'all might have produced hopefuls. Y'all haven't produced finalists. That many finalists. Y'all might have had
I
hopefuls.
said how many Heisman candidates? I said we've had at least 10 Heisman candidates since y'all's last Heisman candidate.
What is considered a candidate? Are you talking about
Oh,
a
here
hopeful
we
or are you talking about a
go.
finalist?
No, here we go. Now it's
We've
now.
had hopefuls. We've had hopefuls.
No,
Our last we just have
no.
recently had a hopeful in London. So I mean we've had people since then.
Name one.
We haven't had any
Name one,
finalists.
Trey.
We haven't had any
Name one.
finalists. Talking about what
How,
hopefuls? Heisman
how,
hopefuls?
yeah, candidates, not hopefuls. Candidates and hopefuls is two different
Okay,
things.
that's what I'm
That's definitely
asking.
two.
What is a candidate? What do you consider
I
to be a
said candidate.
candidate?
A candidate is somebody who is looking to be, who is they're looking at for the Heisman. They're a candidate.
Yeah, that's the same thing
That's
as a
not a
hopeful.
hopeful. That's no, it's not. You're hoping that this person does enough to be a Heisman candidate. You're hoping.
Well,
You're hopeful.
the last,
You're hopeful
the
before
last
a
candidate.
candidate.
The last
Go ahead.
candidates in which we had was Keaton's Clovis. He was a candidate. London,
Who?
the
Who?
quarterback, our quarterback before he was a candidate initially, and then of course after the play of the season, by the third, fourth week of the season, he fell out. But you had him. We had London. Like we've had of recently in the last year, we've had him. It's just they didn't. London got injured, so he didn't. He wasn't able to play. Omen Ra, Omen Ra, he was one. So it like we've had him, no different from anyone else. It's just when it comes down to it, we haven't had a finalist in a long time. So basically, that's what it comes out to be. Um, so of course, we'll finish it up with the like I said with the ranking, in which
Yeah. What
we
was you
definitely
saying?
have a conversation. Conversation definitely about this tomorrow.
Yeah,
So
we'll be having this conversation.
uh NFC East, AFC East, AFC West,
Okay.
rankings. Of course, like I said, you have the Kansas City Chiefs, Las Vegas Raiders, Los Angeles Chargers, and Denver Broncos. Do you foresee that being a ranking the same, or is that there's a change? Any changes?
The Chiefs are still staying first.
Mm.
The Raiders are staying second. The Chargers are third. Yeah, who was the fourth one?
Broncos.
Oh, they got Russell. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it the way it is.
Mm. So I see it as I actually think the Chargers might take over first.
Mm.
I think the
Over
char
the
I say
Raiders?
yes. I think the
Ooh.
Chargers will be first, Raiders will be second. The Chiefs, I think, maybe third, and Broncos may stay fourth. But actually, the Broncos third, the Chiefs dropped to fourth this year.
All because of one person gone.
Yes,
All because Cheetah gone. Okay.
yes.
Okay.
And then, of course, in the AFC, here comes the hate. Of course, in the NFC West, the Los Angeles Rams were number one, the Cardinals number two, 49ers number three, and Seahawks number four.
Staying just like it is. That's not changing.
I at least would give the 49ers a jump over the Cardinals.
You out your right. You crazy. This dude here. That's that bias. Like he said, the bias. Here comes the bias. Definitely the bias. How?
Okay.
I don't even know who y'all quarterback is right now.
We don't need to
Like,
know, but both
yes, y'all
quarterbacks
do
are
need
still
to.
both
How y'all
quarterbacks are
y'all
still
need
in our
y'all still
system.
need to know. You
You
what
don't
do you
need to
mean you
know.
don't need to know? Yes, you do need to know.
Both the
You got to know
quarterbacks are
what your
still in our
game plan
system.
is. You can't play in the same way with as you would with Jimmy G as you would with Trey Lance. You can't prepare the same way.
True, but what I'm
Well, some of
saying
them
is
got
both
weaknesses
our
and
quarter,
strengths.
both our quarterbacks are. It would be
Both of your
different if we
quarterbacks
did
are what?
are still in the system. The same quarterbacks from last year. It's just all it is. The roles have changed, which the roles are interchangeable, and they can go back to how it was before. It's still the same thing. So the preparation, I can understand, like you're saying, but for the most part,
There's
it's
no
still
way.
the same. It's still the same system.
There's no way y'all got. There's no way the 49ers are gonna jump in the Cardinals, Arizona when they just added weapons to their arsenal. There's no way.
What? What?
They just added Hollywood Brown.
He wasn't a
And
weapon to begin with.
oh my God. Okay. Okay. He's not a weapon. Okay. Okay.
So of course we have come to our time again. High speeds be great. Oh, you know what, Bishop? I do have a question to ask, and maybe you can settle it. Is Krispy Kreme's overrated? You stepped off for a second with somebody came in. Is Krispy Kreme overrated?
Negative.
You're there in San Antonio, so I know it's a lot of Krispy Kreme there.
Yeah, negative.
Krispy Kreme overrated?
No, negative. They're not overrated.
So, so your
They're
team
better
Krispy
than
Kreme.
Dunkin'. Huh? Yeah, I'm Team Krispy Kreme.
Okay, I'll give
Yeah,
you that better than Dunkin'.
yeah.
But what about Shipley's?
Better than Shipley's too. Definitely better than Shipley's. Dunkin' is better than Shipley's.
What?
Yes, in my opinion, Dunkin' is better than Shipley's. Shipley's does not do it for me at all. I don't know why people so high on Shipley's. Shipley's is
I'm
not
trying to
me.
figure out why people so high on Krispy Kreme. Everyone on the red
They
light.
come hot. They have a light to let you know when them jokers is ready. Come by and get them. Come on, bruh. Come on. Ain't nobody doing it like that. Come on. It's the KKs for me, baby. It's the KKs. All day, every day. I will go get a Krispy Kreme before I even think about a Shipley. Somebody say, hey, let's go get some donuts. Shipley is not first. Is not coming to mind. They are not. They are not coming to mind.
Oh, oh
Yes,
my
I'm calling
goodness.
Brown a weapon, Anthony. I sure am. Don't worry about it. For you non-believers, you will see. I'm assuming this is coming from somebody who y'all feeling you thinking Carson Wentz is a weapon, huh? We gonna see her. This is coming from somebody who probably thinks Carson Wentz is a weapon. Yeah, no,
So
you'll see. Mind you, he has teamed up with his high school roommate and best friend. You'll see. We'll see.
So, of course, high speeds, we have came to that portion of the show again. It's time for us to fall this formation out. I think we're gonna have to continue this donut conversation tomorrow when we have more high speeds that's on as well. Because I just don't know a lot of I think it's a lot of propaganda going on to that because of this red light talk, soft and hot, and all that type of
That
stuff.
boy, you gonna make me go get some. Oh my God, boy,
Uh, uh, unfortunately, we don't
games,
have.
boy.
Unfortunately, we don't have that option here. But
See, that's probably why you. That's why you don't feel that way because you got a Shipley's though,
well,
don't you?
correction. No, we don't even have a Shipley's. We don't have any of
What
those.
y'all got a
But
Dunkin'?
we don't even got a Dunkin'. Stop it, bro.
Dang, like, what did y'all? How y'all even get on this subject then? If you ain't got none of the three,
Because because Taylor May jumped on and said he was late. Sorry for being late, but he brung donuts and he's like Krispy Kremes. I was like they're overrated. Then the whole
oh,
conversation
Taylor
started.
made any day of the week, baby. Any day of the week, bro. We can always get it, bro.
So I brought up the fact
Yes.
that there's Hortons, there's Winchell's and Randy's in California. You got Hortons. Yes, we do have a McDonald's actually. With that, but however, they do drop Krispy Kremes every morning to the shop at. So if I wanted to get Krispy Kreme, I could get Krispy Kreme.
Okay. What? Wait a minute. Where are they getting them from? If they dropping them off?
That's being shipped.
Oh, from a Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, distributor from
Okay.
somewhere in the area.
Yeah.
So whoever the closest Krispy Kreme is to Louisiana
Oh,
as a
like they do in the
distributor.
little gas stations and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's how basically that's how I could get.
I'm
I
with you.
can't.
I'm with you, Taylor Made. I'm with you, Taylor Made, bro. I'm with you. But Taylor, you gotta understand. Savvy, he don't even have all. He don't even have three of them. He don't even have a Krispy Kreme, a Dunkin' Donuts, or a Shipley. So if it's shipped, it's not fresh.
It's
True
true
story.
that it's true that Anthony. I was about to say that
That's
too.
why
That's
I
true that.
like Krispy Kremes because Krispy Kreme, they when the light is on, you know they fresh. The light is on.
And see,
So
we'll have to continue this in the morning because I have some questions in the reference to this topic. So with this morning high speed being information checking with us. So we look forward to talking to you tomorrow. You already know 09 1100 hours every Monday through Friday. We'll be back on ready to talk. We're gonna learn. And they're going to try to teach me tomorrow in reference to these donuts.
that
And
part,
then it's
Taylor
more to
Made.
it's more to donuts. It's more to breakfast than
Is it?
just donuts.
Oh,
So
there is more to breakfast than donuts. I absolutely
so
agree with that. But there's a
so
lot more
we
to breakfast than hot donuts, fresh donuts.
so we'll be able to
Don't
talk
forget
about
that
that.
part.
We appreciate y'all being here. We look forward to talking tomorrow. Any fires about it?
Hey man, y'all have a great Tuesday. Thank y'all so much again. I apologize for my lateness. Krispy Kreme roll five with you, Taylor Made. It is what it is. Hey, y'all go get y'all some Krispy Kreme. Hey, Krispy Kreme. Hey, tell them I sent you. Waffle House versus Waffle House, Anthony.
That's another conversation tomorrow,
Don't you play with
definitely as
me,
well.
AP.
So
AP,
yeah,
don't you
we
play with
got
me.
plenty
Don't
to talk
you
about
put
tomorrow.
IHOP even
We
in
got
this.
to
So yeah, we'll talk
we
about
got
it.
to
We'll talk
yes,
about
we
it.
definitely gonna talk about that. I great for
We'll
is
talk
looking at
about it.
talking to y'all tomorrow. We'll see y'all at this time. Go ahead, fall out. Looking at you seeing tomorrow.
Solid
Peace.
Roll 5 Military Fraternity Incorporated. Y'all have a great day. Peace.